7302 and like them on Facebook too.
Now open, the all-new BMC Toner Solutions at 410 East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. The new BMC Toner Solutions can save you up to 50% off retail on your printer ink cartridges. Extra large inkjets just $14.99 for black and $16.99 for color. Just call 704-862-7333. They're open from 9 to 5 Monday through Thursday, 9 to 2 on Friday, and open every third Saturday from 9 to 2. The new BMC Toner Solutions, now open at 410 East Franklin Boulevard, Gastonia. Join us every Sunday at 11 a.m. for our Sunday morning worship services. On WCSL 1590 AM and 92.3 FM, it's the Sunday morning service of First Baptist Church in Cherryville. On WLON 1050 AM and 107.5 FM, it's the Sunday service of the Covenant Bible Church in Lincoln. And on WOHS 1390 AM and 101.5 FM, it's the Sunday service of the Calvary Baptist Church of Shelby. Join us each and every Sunday morning for our Sunday morning worship services on The Boss and Carolina Country.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today, like Kubota BX and L Series compact tractors, part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability, Z Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Bring home the Kubota BX 2380 tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months, now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain. Are your fall finances falling out of control? Well, take charge. Let the folks at Basic Finance in Shelby help you out. You'll be able to rake up the debt with one call. Call for an appointment at 704-481-0111 today. Get a loan from $500 to $7,500. See Basic Finance today, 306-2 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, right across from Shelby High School. And remember, golf on Saturday, church on Sunday.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Only do things incredible can, cause I am the seed of a chosen breed. You don't see too many like me, cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you wanna be me instead of you, cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs? You kidding me?
If the Chiefs end up with Mayfield, you can say, well, they drafted after Cleveland drafted before all that. See what I mean? You could have got.
Sorry about that. Zach, hit the computer button there. Sorry about that, JP. Say that again. You want to do that? You want to say that again? These two weren't listening. They were still in conversation while you were.
Yeah.
So nice.
And welcome to another Saturday
introduction
morning
for the
sports
fellas.
talk with Kevin Hastings, Tom Stefani, Terry Reinhardt, and Zach.
Terry's not here.
And Zach.
I'm aware Terry is not here. I'm going to go lock the door and see how long it takes him to get in afterwards.
Okay.
Well, I'd just like to take a second to talk about.
He's not on.
Yeah. Which one is?
We need to
There we
speak
go.
to Terry about
There we go.
this.
I
About
think
work
Terry
ethic?
just
Work
walked in the
ethic.
door, actually.
I was about to say, JP, don't you? Wasn't there somewhere where you're supposed to be once you hit that button? Good morning, everybody.
yeah, but I have
Happy
to introduce
Saturday. No,
you.
you're too busy talking
I have to introduce
on the
you.
radio, doing your job. Well, good
I was-
morning, every Saturday.
Oh, look who decided to come to work.
Reinhardt
Terry, we're glad you could make it.
in the house. And so Terry's cooking breakfast. He delivers it.
Terry
he
had
eats
to
it. He
Terry
does
had
a
to
little
chase
bit.
down a chicken to get the eggs.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, he needed the 4 eggs for my omelet.
That is not what a good coach says, Terry.
He might have been celebrating so much last night because West Lincoln won another playoff game. That means they're
2-0. 2-0.
Zach, you're not in on the text feed right now.
Okay.
And you still poke the bear right there. Do you realize this? That's all he's been texting about.
I'm not on the text feed.
Since about 10 o'clock last night, I've got 12 texts about that same subject. I'm just letting you know. So we were trying to avoid it for a little bit. All right. We got scores from last night. We've got more. We've got matchups for today. Next week. We've got what we're going to do.
Good.
I'm
good.
See if I can find. Everything's labeled different in my
Is this mine?
in the mornings than it
This
is
okay.
at night for me. So, Saturday morning sports talk brought to you by Mitchum's
I'm
Kitchen
good.
Breakfast, and of course by
Just get me this every week.
Zach and Terry getting their breakfast settled. Of course, we've got. Sorry, I'm pulling up scores. We got high school sports today to go over. The playoffs started last night in football. We've got brackets to matchups. We've also got Major League Baseball World Series champion Atlanta Braves Zach Mayu. Did you streak through the quad in Cherryville? Was there any streaking in Cherryville? Did you watch it on Facebook? I don't know. Then we've got NFL. And speaking of NFL, last weekend, the Panthers and the Falcons played each other. And, it was the same night that the Braves played in Atlanta in Game 5.
Right.
So if the Falcons were smart, they should have had Atlanta Braves Day, and then everyone in the stadium would have been wearing Brave shirts because is this the only place you can go? See what you guys think. The only place you can go where two separate NFL fan bases pull for the same baseball team.
Well, be hard to find another one, wouldn't it?
Falcons and Panthers, most of their fans are Braves fans predominantly. I don't know off the top of my head. It's not a trick question or rhetorical. I'm just wondering if anybody can think, or that might be the trivia question of the day. Speaking of that, I got tickets to give away, and we forgot to give them away last night. And Tar Heel start at 12 o'clock. I'm gonna give away some Tar Heel tickets like right now in a minute, and you got to go.
Do you know?
Like right now in a minute.
At one of their games last week,
Totally forgot about this.
The Atlanta Braves. You know what their half and half was?
What? They had a half and half of the baseball? Major League Baseball game?
Goodness.
$140,000.
That's what you should be doing. That's fantastic.
That's
Go to the
crazy.
baseball game, pay off your house.
Right. Those tickets were worth it, weren't they, Terry?
I guess whoever won it was.
Well, if you're going to pay how much is the half and half? If it's a $5 ticket or whatever, and you paid $100 to get in the building, there ain't no point not buying it.
I hope they're writing a check because I don't know where they're going to put all them dollar bills.
And then take the 100. Yes, I'm sure, Zach, they didn't pay them in ones.
Especially down there.
Positive. In Atlanta, they might have it. Might come out of Evander Holyfield's back pocket or Eugene Robinson's. Well, you're right about that. So anyway, yeah. Happy morning, Tom. What'd you get for breakfast this morning?
I had a bacon, egg, and cheese on toast as usual.
I think I got a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit. I ain't opened mine up. Zach's got, is that bacon, egg, and cheese there on
That's
toast,
good.
Zach? And Terry, what are you about to chew down on this morning?
Ham and cheese omelet.
Ham and cheese omelet for Terry. JP, you eating this morning?
Oh, he's got a huge one.
Yeah, I got a big omelet myself.
Yeah,
it's not ham and cheese,
4
though. I got like
egg and
everything in
cheese
mine. So
It's huge.
4 eggs and cheese. JP, you're not going to have to eat again until Monday.
Yeah. Cholesterol free. Yeah, right.
But Terry, there's all kinds of articles out there that argue with each other on whether cholesterol is good or bad.
Yeah,
all right,
that's
here's
true.
the scores from last night. Then we'll do the brackets. Cherokee 36-15 over Cherryville. Robbinsville 66-14 over Carver. North Rowan 6-2-0 over Bessemer City. Jefferson 39-7 over Avery County. Murphy 58-20 over Allegheny. Mountain Heritage 51-0 over Albemarle. Drawn 56-9. Oop, I guess the fans at home would like to watch. If you listen on the radio, wonder what I'm talking about, you can watch live on YouTube every Saturday. Drawn 56-9 over Elkin. Mitchell 49-10 over South Davidson. Swain 40-14 over Hayesville. Thomasville 62-0 over Highland Tech. South Stokes 28-16 over Christ the King. Starmount 65-8 over South Stanley Andrews 34-6 over Bishop McGinnis, and East Wilkes 24-0 over South Stokes. In the 2A, East Surrey 30-6 over Newton Conover. Fort Bush and North Surrey will play tonight. Monroe 57-13 over Lincoln. Robinson 33-14 over West Stokes. Bunker Hill 21-7 over East Davis, and West Lincoln 41-7 over Surrey Central. Maiden 37-7 over Mount Pleasant. Reesville 49-7 over Randleman. Burns 56-7 over McMichael. Chase 47 up. They gave up a 2-point conversion. 8 to Pine Lake Prep. Hendersonville 42-0 over West Stanley. East Gaston 57-39, and a barn burner. Polk County 29-14. East Gaston beat Community School of Davidson, by the way. Polk County beat Southwestern Randolph 29-14, and Shelby 55-3 over the Warhorses. In the 3A, Pisgah Bears, the 1A, squeaked by the 32 seed 29-20. 41-31, South Point gets by Eastern Guilford. That was a back-and-forth game. Forest View 36-19 over Irwin. Parkwood 42-19 over Rockingham County. North Davidson 59-14 over West Henderson. Hickory 37-34 over Smoky Mountain. West Rowan in overtime defeats North Lincoln 34-28. Crest 28-7 over Carson. West Charlotte 34-10 over Stuart Kramer. Kings Mountain 21-17 over Franklin. High Brighton 14-13 over Freedom. Concord 34-14 over Tuscola. Statesville 49-0 over Inca, and East Lincoln wins 22-14 over Oak Grove. Now let me do the rundown real quick of the pairings for next week. In the 1A, 16 drawn will be at 1 Eastern Randolph. They'll play the winner of 9 Murphy at number 8 Mountain Heritage. North Rowan, the 12 seed, will go to the 5 seed Thomas Jefferson. They'll winner of that will play Robbinsville, the 4, hosting Cherokee, the 13. Swain County, the 14, at Mitchell, the 3, will play the winner of Thomasville, the 6, hosting South Stokes at 11. Starting out at 7, will play Andrews at 10. They'll play the winner of East Wilkes, the 15 seed, against Mount Airy, who won 1,000-0 last night. They're the 2 seed. In the 2A, Shelby will host Polk County next week. That's the 1-17 matchup. Double upset on the other side of the bracket. The 25 Forest Hills will go to East Gaston. East Gaston gets a home seed in the 24 seed against Forest Hills. Burns will have to travel to Hendersonville next week, the 12 at the 5. They'll play the winner of Chase at Reedsville in the bracket of death there, Tommy. West Lincoln 14 at Maiden 3 will play the winner of 11 Bunker Hill and 2 Salisbury. Robinson 10 at 7 Monroe will play the winner of East Surrey and that 4 Bush matchup that will play tonight. In the 3As, South Point, the 16 seed, will travel to the 1 seed Pisgah. Forest View, the 25 seed, will travel to the 9 seed Parkwood. Hickory, the 21 seed, will travel to the 5 North Davidson, and they'll play the winner of West Rowan, the 20 at 4 Crest. So Crest, if they win, will play Hickory or North Davidson. Dudley, the 3 seed, on the other side of the bracket, will host the 14 seed Ledford. They'll play the winner of West Charlotte, the 6, and Kings Mountain, the 11. High Brighton, the 7, will play 10 Concord, and they'll play the winner of that big 18 East Lincoln versus 2 Statesville matchup. And Tom will start around the table with you. Last night, no problem for the Bulldogs, 56-7 victory. They'll advance next week to play Hendersonville up in Hendersonville in what should be one of the big matchups across the state that everybody's going to be keeping their eye on. How do the Bulldogs prepare for all the points that Hendersonville seems to be able to put on about everybody?
Yeah, I know Hendersonville likes to throw the football. What makes me feel pretty good is Burns has had 6 interceptions in their last 2 games, including picking off Lee at Shelby 3 times. Just couldn't do anything with those interceptions, but I feel pretty confident in our defense. I thought our defensive line played well, and for the most part, kept McMichael in check on the ground. I know their quarterback right, and they had a couple other good running backs. Made a few nice runs, but I think the defensive line, they're getting healthier, and they've got a good little rotation. So I like their chances. It's going to be a tough place to go up and play Hendersonville at their place. Aren't they the defending state champion in one of the brackets from last year? I believe they were. But we do need to update that score. McMichael got an oh-by-the-way touchdown and made it 56-14. So it was 56-14. But I like the way Mooney played, threw some really good balls. last night. The touchdown to Thompson, we were hoping that Matt Royster got a good shot of that one because it was deep over the middle and right in the breadbasket. I mean, just a perfect throw. So he's playing well. And another thing, Kevin, is we're not turning the ball over. You know, you're +3 in the turnover last night. So defensive line playing well. I feel the offensive line's playing pretty well, not turning over the ball. If there's one negative, a lot of penalties on first down. Defensive line getting a little too eager, wanting to get in there. I don't think you're going to get away with giving Hendersonville 1st and 5. So they're going to have to work on that in practice this week. But I like our chances. I like where our football team is now. And that tough game we played Shelby last week, Kevin, even though we didn't win, I think the team's shown growth. Like 5-6 weeks ago at Watauga, I was worried. Like I said, they've gotten better. They've made some changes on the offensive line. They've cleaned up some of their mistakes. Penalties, still got to work on that, but I think they're looking good going into the playoffs.
Well, I think the Watauga may have had you shook just a little bit more than you should be. That's a pretty good football team in it, Terry, usually.
They're pretty good.
And they got a lot of players. So whether or not, they're an outstanding team, they got enough to play with any of the good teams usually around in the area. So what we got, JP? Is that Coach Pruitt?
Who else was it going to be?
It could have been – I thought it might be Robbie Roop still streaking through the quad between the Braves win and the Crest Chargers playoff win. It could have been Rob right now. All frosted with Shannon Allen running around. Could have been, JP. Sorry. Coach Pruitt on the phone. I guess, right, JP? After a long ride last night, Cherokee wins 36-15. Ironman fall last night in round 1 of the playoffs. Coach, good morning to you. Nice and brisk and cold. And
good morning.
Good to hear from you again, as always. You want to tell us a little bit? Of course, I listened most of that game there. From your perspective, going up to Cherokee and playing the Braves, want to go ahead? I guess go ahead and start from, going up the mountain and, getting if you want to, any of the seeding or any of that or the RPIs, anything really where you want to start with it, Coach.
I wish we still had the max press ranking from my point of view because everybody that's beat us this year won last night pretty handily. That would have probably give us a home playoff game, to be honest with you. I think a max press ranking would. But, Smoky Mountain Conference, if Cherokee hadn't lost a game to a 3-7 Hazel, they would have been conference champions. They're a really good team. Their fullback and their starting tailback both got injured last night. They go to Robbinsville, and they beat Robbinsville 21-7 earlier this year. So, a tough draw. If you're going to win games and hopefully help yourself in the future, I told our kids we got to knock that door down and beat a team that we're not expected to beat. And that didn't happen last night, but we really played a really competitive game after we let Cherokee get in front of us 28-0. We had a heart-to-heart about 21-0, the whole team, about us not executing, not doing the game plan. We put the ball on the ground, and that's part of the process of having injuries. We played Mitchell Lackey, who hadn't been full at practice until Wednesday, and he practiced part of the day, and Cooper hadn't been full at practice since he got injured at the Thomas Jefferson game, and he got injured the very first play against Bessemer City, re-injured, and we kind of set him out, and he dropped a pitch that was a little bit on his hip, but he'll tell you he should have caught it. And he fumbled later in the game trying to make an effort play. And he said, "Coach, take me out." And we got him on defense. I got him out. And he got back in the flow of the game and really played a great second half. He caught a great pass down the sideline. He made some great runs. He was Cooper. And it's great to see a kid like that finish his year the way he did. And it's sad to see him injured. And Mitchell re-injured himself just a few minutes before the end of the game. So our kids really showed a lot of heart. So from 28-0, we took a team that's really good and basically beat them for over a half a football, 15-8. And we had the ball inside the 15-yard line about 2 minutes ago, and probably called a pass that put Chase in a bad spot and threw an interception. And we did the same thing, not the same play, but a similar play last Friday. And you got to give credit to the defense for being in position, but our kids really played with some desire all season. They had their backs against the wall, And like I said, the teams you mentioned, the group of death in the 2A bracket. I mean, those teams are all teams we played, and obviously East Gaston's a pretty good club. And just excited about what we've got. Looking forward to next year. We battled COVID a little bit with some quarantines through the year. We battled injuries, and our kids kept playing up to the very end. So proud of our efforts. Appreciate everybody in the community. We have a great group of seniors, 10 seniors. A lot of them have been with us for 4 years. And I'll tell you who else has been with us for 4 years is that group of parents. And they've been a great group of parents to work with and work for. So we're going to miss those guys, but we're also excited about what the prospect is for next year. But, you know, we got to get ready because we're going to play that same schedule unless something changes. And we've got to prepare for that in a way that we haven't maybe prepared for one here at Cherryville High School. We got to get our kids brought into the weight room on a daily, weekly basis, and we've just got to make ourselves better each and every day.
Coach, don't mean to put you on the spot right now off the top of your head. I know it's early. Can you name me 10 seniors off the top of your head? Or I've got the roster here if you want me to roll through.
I did that a couple of weeks ago. You're killing me. Yeah,
I know, I'm sorry.
but after senior night, I got them all. But,
okay.
You know, Carter Spangler, who's a 4-year kid, he had a big catch in the Western City game last week and had a really good catch last night. On a ball they didn't quite get in the end zone, and we scored on that drive in the second half. So Carter's number 2. Jack Mulvey, number 4, who first-year senior, did a really good job for us. Probably became our best corner when it came to covering the other team's best receiver. Caden Beaver, I mean, what can you say about him? He basically didn't come off the field last night, got a little upset stomach, throw up, out of play, get back in there. Played both ways. Caught a touchdown pass last night on a Y-hot, and Chase put some touch on that ball. That's something Chase doesn't always have, and he put a great ball out there for Caden to grab and made a great play. Number 9, Jackson Owens. Jackson, I mentioned this a couple weeks ago, number 1 in this class. Made a couple really good catches last night. Played corner, strong safety, wherever we needed him. He was always on the field doing things to help our team. Kane Cash had a big turnover. I think he had a strip fumble last night where he took the ball from the guy. And Kane has been with us for 3 years. The sophomore year he didn't play. The last 2 years he came back, had a big sack in the Western City game last week. Gavin Cease, number 12, another basketball player, first-year kid. Gavin, kind of in the last week, he stepped back away from defense based on our scheme, and this week we played 3 linebackers, and with Cooper's uncertainty, we really worked Gavin at both fullback and halfback, and he did a really good job for us all year. Strong runner, and got better and better through the year. And, man, if a couple of them kids, if Jack and Gavin both played all their years, man, they would have been even better football players for us. But I appreciate those guys coming out and what they contributed to our team. 20, Mason Grindstaff. Mason didn't play his junior year last year in the spring, and he had 58 tackles going into the game last night, and he definitely had a few more and added to that total. Defensive leader up front, very physical kid. Probably should have played him on offense sometimes a little bit more because if he got on his guy, he usually took care of him and blocked him. 21, Cooper Sloan. Cooper is just a kid, is do anything, work, whatever you need him to do. I can return kicks, coach. I can play defense. Offensively, he was our rushing leader and always had a nose for a ball. He's a kid that's going to get tackles for loss, sacks, interceptions, you name it. He did it all. And number 50, Mitchell Lackey. Mitchell started at offensive line for us for 3 years, played a lot of defense. Last couple of weeks he didn't play much defense because of his injury. And just, a stalwart up front, was all conference for us last year. And Cameron Terrell, who is a kid who been involved with our program in and out. He's a program kid, a kid who gains a lot from being in our program, didn't play a whole lot, but Cameron's a kid that we'll miss around our group because he's such a great kid and easy to be around. So it's a good group. I don't believe I forgot anybody. I believe I got them all. I hope I did. But it's a good group of guys that we'll miss.
Coach, don't worry about that. I remember one time at a banquet, and I was calling out the names, and somehow I put a certificate to the side, and forgot to call one of my seniors, and I went back and did it, but I've never forgot that. So if you've made that mistake, don't feel bad. It's one of those things where you try to remember everybody, especially when you've got a bunch and you've got a good group and you got lots of good things to say. I can understand that completely, but those boys.
I got them all the time. I counted them out. I got them, and it's easy to do. I'm getting ready. That dryer's going right now, and them jerseys going to come out. Coach Pruitt's going to be taking a mental note of all 35 jerseys that should have been wore last night. And when I get done, I should have a good idea of what jerseys are there. And if there's one missing, I know who to go give a call to. So that's something you just, through your year, you just get used to doing it. And I appreciate y'all giving me the opportunity to take the time to talk about our kids. And next year we'll have a big group of juniors. And I don't know if I'll be able to remember all of them, but they're a group that's going to be doing some great things and look forward to them. But also, as I told my guys last night, we sit down and talk to them right there on the field. I learned this from B.W. Holt. Guys, the next time you might come together as a group is the day you graduate high school. And you got to be there to graduate high school. You just ain't going to come in and out and do what you want to do to graduate high school. There's things that you got to do. There's expectations. And they know that. But that's something that I talked to them about. And last year's group, every one of them, with going through COVID, these last two groups of seniors, it's hard on them. Life is tough sometimes, but they can do it, and just to give them a little encouragement with that. And y'all did mention the Forbush game is tonight. I'm a graduate of Forbush High School. One of my classmates lost a family member. The Forbush community lost a student this week, and that is the reason they backed that game up. So keep the Smitherman family in your thoughts and prayers.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Coach. Terry, anything else? Anybody else before we get out of here? It'll let you go.
We just appreciate you calling in every week, and win, lose, or whatever. Always calls in and has good things to say about the guys in the program, and that's good because a lot of these guys need that good, positive person who cares about them and wants to make them better young men. It's more than wins and losses. It's about building character and things you said about making sure you go to class, make sure you graduate. And that's what the importance of sports. And I think there's more than one reason why you play sports. So the school and the community appreciate what you do, Coach Pruitt. We appreciate you calling in every week.
We appreciate you guys and look forward to doing it again. It'll be here before you know it. And good luck to all our local teams. A lot of them's going to do some great things, I know, and we'll be pulling for them. I saw a couple Burns players on Thursday night over here at Small Town Kitchen eating a meal. And I spoke to them. I had a former players there with when you got a former player there with a date, you're like, do I need to really go over and talk to him? Of course, I knew the student he was sitting with, but I went and talked to them. And then the two Burns players, I go over and just speak to them real quick, which one of them I met, got to meet, I believe, I probably shouldn't say names on the air, but got to meet him before the game. When we played Burns, we had a young man who was being honored that night. And I said, hey, could you go over and talk to him? And he went over and spoke to him, spent 3 or 4 minutes with him. But those two boys were getting ready to eat, and they brought their food, Tom, and they said grace in the public. And I went over afterwards, and I said, man, I tell you what, you don't see that very often. I appreciate y'all doing that. Speaks volumes for what you do. And I said this to some of my parents last night. Now, I didn't get to see all of them, and I probably could say it about every one of them. I heard a quote recently. I think it speaks volumes for local high school football and the coaches and the players. But the name on the front of your jersey is who you represent, your community and your team and the people that, have wore it before. But the name on the back represents the people that raised you. And I think our people in our area do a great job of that. And there may be kids who need some raising, and that's what coaches are here to do a little bit. But those parents have done a great job instilling those values, and hopefully we just reiterate those through the year. So appreciate you guys, and y'all have a great day, and look forward to some Appalachian State football and hopefully some other things through the day. Today is my daughter's 8th birthday, so she was up and at 'em this morning, and she was a little mad at me yesterday because I let my 10-year-old make the trip, and she did really well. And my son was in a lock-in last night, and he's doing soccer and wrestling. So the Pruitt household will stay busy, and look forward to another year next year. Appreciate you guys.
Good luck moving forward, Coach. Thanks for calling in.
All right, thanks. Take care.
All right, Coach. All right, guys. Am I on? Yeah, I'm on. Zach's not on. All right, I've got some highlights to go through for here in just a second. I really can't hear myself at all.
I can hear you.
You got me good over there. Maybe it's these things. There we go. Cherville last night 36-15 on the season. They finished. Let me get back on the season. So I was going to pull up. Finished the season 3-8. And actually in 1A competition, they were 3-2 overall in the 1A. So all those facing. You got East Gaston who won a 2A game last night. Shelby won a 2A game last night. Chase won a 2A game playoff game last night. West Lincoln won a 2A playoff game last night. That's why he was saying every team they lost to last night won a playoff game.
Yeah, and they actually he didn't say it. They actually got down 22-0 in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
They outplayed the rest of the game. I mean, for the most part. So.
All right, let's go through some of the highlights for last night. Zach, if you hit the computer button, and I'll hit a button. Now, we're going to go through, we'll have some audio for some of this. This is the Crest lineman getting warmed up. Robbie wanted to give some shout-outs. There's 64 right there who got to start and play last night, Tom. So they won 28-7. Marty Adams did not play last night, or Eli Hall. Eli might be out for the season, I believe.
That'd be devastating.
Let's get up to Burns, of course, for the best entrance every week. Let's check out them. Now remember this entrance, which is very fireworks.
That is cool.
Oh, it gets bigger.
Oh yeah, watch this. I got it on. Even as the visiting team, you've got to appreciate that.
Yeah, you have to.
All right, this is the Chargers coming out of the helmet. I like any of the clips we have with the band over here. The band's pretty good. So go Chargers. All right, of course, if we're going to send someone to chase, you're going to see plenty of Marcus McCollum.
Yeah, Marcus is really, really good. I saw him against Cherville when I did that game, and he is just dominant.
He had like 5 touches last night. I don't know if he got touched yet. Backus with an interception. Then Ben Mooney with the pass to L.J. Allen on the slant and beat the safety on the little dip.
This is where the race to the pylon makes a man miss there, and it's a foot race. And he dives in. It was all the way on the other side, Kevin. We couldn't tell if he was in, but they gave him the touchdown.
Well, you could hear on the replay actually right there, the fans for the other team was yelling he didn't get in, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is Mason Avery over at West Lincoln on the first touchdown. This game made it 7-0. He went off right edge on the direct snap. Stole that from Crest Chargers, I believe. No comment on that?
Well, I mean, he did good, but the very next play that we kick off to them, the guy goes 70 yards.
Yeah, we didn't even get it on tape.
There was a lot of runs like this where Norris was able to just get away from everybody and walk in.
In fact, Tom, I have you're right. Well, another replay here in a second. I'm going to show the folks where you're 100% right that what happened was that he did walk in on the exact same play. Actually, it was supposed to be a left tackle, and he cut it back to the right. That's right there. All right, this is. 13 yards from Mason Avery, where he drugged the guy last 4 or 5 yards. You can't see my mouse there for the referee to get out of the way. Right about here, he breaks a couple of tackles and dives for the end zone. This made it 14-7 over Surrey Central in the first quarter. Jeremiah Norris with a 1-yard run. Nothing too great here. Here's Husky. He is out for Crest. He was back at quarterback last night for the Chargers. This is Robbie Roop almost getting run over. In your house. He said that guy right there kind of ran into him up on his legs. About took him out, and he's too old for that. And he said it was a little cold last night. Here's the L.J. Allen interception. The guy did try to do an out and up. Allen was all over it. At the out and the up, and took the up away. Ben Moody and Ryan Thompson. I guess this is what you're talking about, Tommy?
Oh, yeah. Right there. Boom. Right. I mean, it looked like. Can I see that again?
Yeah, it's going to replay.
Okay. I'm trying to see who's on him. Like the slot corner's on him. And
he was
then
covered
the
pretty good.
He's coming over, but he's way late. He just read it late, but still, he had to drop it in a bucket to get that. See, I'm trying to
was
look.
close. He went right over the safety's head.
Right.
I mean, he stepped up looking for the run.
Right, that safety was not back.
He was up in the.
Okay,
He was up in the box.
There he is. There
he had
he
to
is.
drop
That's
back.
what he did.
Yeah.
You're exactly. He came up looking for run, and then they threw it back over him. But if that ball is thrown behind Ryan Thompson, it's an interception. So I mean, that's just a great throw.
So, real quick, this is nothing big. It's just a 1 yard touchdown. But Zach, last night, and Terry, you I don't know if you've heard about this. Have you heard about the opening drive for Carson last night? They kept the ball the whole first quarter.
How about that?
And they got down to the 1 and didn't score. 4th and goal, didn't score.
Now I understand.
But this is a few minutes later, after a fake punt, which is we catch the end of it right here. Fake punt, kid almost puts it in on the fake, down to the 1, almost got it in, but then they punch it in. So I had to set that kind of a little bit of that up. What happened there for you Crest fans? This is the kid from McMichael, 1 yard score. We caught the end of that play for Chase. Nothing. Now this is a good play. Mason Avery comes right by us in the house, folks.
Sure
Check out
does.
this replay.
Yep, there he goes. Right into your TV
Mason,
screen.
bye, Mason. If everybody's listening on the radio at home, like what are they talking about?
What they wind up with on the
yards?
No. I was talking about West Lincoln. What was their seed when it filtered out? What they wind up with, a 13 or 14?
14.
So that was a 14-15 matchup, or
14-19 actually is what it was over at West Lincoln last night.
it
So you
didn't look
can
like it
hear
was really that competitive though, was it, Terry?
those folks yelling for the folks on the road. That's not the fans. That's actually the 4 Rebels running in the end zone with Mason. All right, Husky to Ass. This is a nice little play too. Real quick little bubble screen. Now watch this lineman, folks. It gets lost in the middle of the field. I'm gonna hit pause. Now this is a screen. The lineman is supposed to come pause. If you see my mouse, this cat right here. This play is blocked so well by everyone else. Tom, he just jogs down the middle of the field with the runner. There he goes. Nowhere to block. Down the 20. Down the 20. Hey, touchdown! There goes the guy. So Crest scores on a big long score from Husky.
I've never heard of a 14-minute drive that didn't end up with points.
I know.
Crazy. 14-minute drive.
Here's McCombs from 50. Again, he didn't really have to shake too many people on our highlights tonight. Once he got to the corner, he was out. Pine Lake Prep had nothing to catch up with him.
Okay, I was wondering why the visitor stands were so empty. Then you told me they're playing Pine Lake Prep, so that makes sense.
There you go. Here is the play. This is not the play. Here's the exact same touchdown, Tom. This is the play we were talking about a minute ago. We said a lot looked like this. To me, I don't know if it's the exact same play call, but both of them went left. See the pulling guards, everybody left.
Right.
He stops, back right. That guy, as soon as he saw that linebacker, whoever, then he gets to walk in from 5. Kind of pretty much like you said a minute ago, the same play. Now this one though is the play of the night. I'm gonna say, Tom, I guess you'll agree, maybe. Jeremiah Norris does 7. He did 3
8-yard run,
360s and an 8-yard run, Zach. So that's what 1080. He gave us the 1080 exact on this. Drug a guy, shook a guy or two. Might have made a hot dog somewhere in there, Tom, but during that play, I don't know. But just check it out, folks at home. This is Jeremiah Norris. Whoop. Round and round and round we go. Shook that guy, shook that guy, shook that guy, spun around that guy, drug that guy, and then finally into the end zone. Now, that's an amazing play, right? What even kicks it off? Y'all want to see what the safety does right now? He's had enough. There goes his helmet. He's disgusted.
That's what the penalty was for.
Yep.
Okay.
So there was a penalty after. Yeah, the safety just took his helmet off and threw it. I mean, Tom, if the running back does that, what else do you do?
Yeah, that's just got to be pure frustration. I don't blame the kid for being frustrated. I don't even know if that should be a penalty. I don't even know if that should be a penalty. Now,
I mean, you're mad at yourself. You're mad at yourself.
If the ref had called a flag and he does that, yeah. But I mean, that's just
outstanding run with Jeremiah Norris. Let's not take that away. What a great play. But I just thought it was just funny. The kid just took his helmet off. I was like, yeah, I've had enough.
Is he a senior?
Norris, what is he a junior, Tom?
Norris is a sophomore.
Oh, good. Really good.
All right, here's DeRiesma, who I think I saw on Twitter last night, Tom. He's got 12 picks on the year, 4 pick sixes. See ya the other way from 54 out. He's pretty good, folks. Chase goes to Reedsville this week. Chase to Reedsville.
Yep.
Welcome to the real world.
Terry, Rutherford County champions.
They got a puncher's chance, Terry.
Again, welcome to the real world.
As long as you've got McCombs, you have a chance.
Now, Tom, we were arguing about this. Matt wrote interception. Did he kick this ball?
Hard to tell.
It looks like he kicks it. Because it was the punt. Look. And then his foot went up.
Yeah, he kicked
So it was a punt that went like 10 yards in the air.
Punt by the Phoenix.
Because you heard Tony said punt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a punt. Oh, that's Bart. Yeah, that's a punt. Yep. That's a punt. Who said interception?
Matt wrote it on the tweet, so he couldn't tell what happened.
Yeah, he couldn't tell. He's all the way on the other side.
But I mean, he just really just kind of quickly done that. Yeah.
Oh crap! There's 4 guys.
No. What that was a 4th and 1.
Yeah.
And he was kind of that Australian rules type punter.
Okay.
So he ran over there to see if they were. And of course they're going to play safe on 4th and 1. So I don't really know what they were thinking.
Right.
Hey, might as well try it. Carter Green touchdown for Crest. This made it 21-7. We'll get back to him, see a little bit of it. Nice little moves, untouched. This is Truesdale taking it in himself this time. He's tired of watching Mason Avery get all the glory, Terry. And this guy, this referee, is the best at standing right in front of our cameraman with his booty and putting up the goal. Jason must be the best cameraman ever then.
He just won all the highlights.
That's it.
Teresa again in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. We kind of missed it. Tanner was a little zoomed in on this, but I guess he caught it 1 foot in there.
But with cameras everywhere,
touchdown.
there was one play at Cherryville game. Terry and I saw it where the ref went like this. He went incomplete and then went up.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one
He
yet.
sure did.
Carter Green punches it in at 28-7. Crest, that was the last score. This is Mason Avery from 29 yards.
Had a good game. Over 200 and some yards.
I was going to say, Jared, what was the final total on that? I made it 41-7. This is Norris with a 2-yard run.
Walks in.
Not as spectacular as the rest, but it's pretty much the same play that they went left. And
But he really had some holes.
Right.
He really had some holes to run through. So that's your offensive line blocking schemes, and I think they're starting to get it right at the right time, Kevin.
This is the interception again. Back as the second of the game,
and I'm glad to see that kid back. He's faced a little adversity. I'll just leave it at that, and he's back playing well with a couple of interceptions last night.
He had one last week too, didn't he? No, he blocked the punt. He was on the block punt play last week because I knew I had him on the highlight.
An interception, and Allen had an interception last week, and I didn't realize how big Allen was. I haven't seen him up close too much, but he came up yesterday. I mean, he's probably about 6'2", long. That's a good size for a defensive back.
There's the Chris Chargers band playing the horse. Taking away from their victory. I got one more highlight to show you guys. I know. We didn't get Dalton. This kid, Tom, was this a backup running back? But he watch this play. This is a weird play to me.
This is basically a lot of the JV guys in for Burns.
So this kid looks kind of on the bigger end for a running back, it almost looks like he almost runs like a lineman.
It's number 9, I think it's more.
And then watch him take off once he gets his feet settled. This is kind of a weird option play they run here.
Black Friday's
and he looks slow at first. Look at him, just jogging. Don't he look like a fullback or something? And then I'm out of here.
Yeah, should have had him for a loss.
Right. And that's what I was going to what number he was. I said, well, it looks like 6. That's not. He's not shaped like a 6.
Yeah, a lot of our JV kids get a chance to play, and they're going to learn that you got to make that play. You got to break down on him and don't let him get loose.
Yeah, your back
you had 3 right there. I mean, had 3 defenders.
Yeah, I mean, they had it defensed. He just made a play.
He did. He hit that. It was almost exactly what happened on the Burns play earlier when he found that crease.
Yeah. And the most important thing, guys, of all last night is that we're going to have a good Christmas dinner at the What's Up Shopper Christmas dinner because Angie Roop won the half and half last night.
All right.
You said it was 140 grand? What was it, Terry, at the Braves game?
I don't think it was 140.
I don't think she won 140 last night at the Chargers. But Robbie posted, congratulations to tonight's winner, Angie Roop. Her husband expects a nice Christmas gift. Is exactly what he posted there for the folks at home. And I expect Robbie will get a Braves championship T-shirt at least with that victory money, shouldn't he?
He should.
He's a big Braves fan. All right, and I do got one other highlight. Now, we talk about the Tom and the Bulldogs entrance. Terry, Tom, somebody around here's got to do this. This entrance I'm about to show you. Shannon showed it a few months ago, and I remembered it, and I said something about it last night, so he tagged us in it. This is one of the best entrances you'll ever see. What team? The Tigers. They're calling them. They're calling the Hogs. Can you hear them? They're yelling "Suey" to the Hogs. They're in a horse trailer. This is how the line can come on the field. This isn't those quarterbacks and running backs. Here comes your Hoggies. The Hoggies out the horse trailer. You're telling me at West Lincoln, Burns, we can't get this? We can't do this? We got East Lincoln Mustangs. They don't have a horse trailer up there. The Chris Chargers. This is awesome. I like this. This is fun. No matter what, they might go out there and give me 62-0. That's fun.
Well, you definitely better be competitive when you do something.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, well, Tom, if you just pull them on the track and now if you parade them around the track, you better win. If you take them on a hole,
I don't know.
We're going all the way around the track.
That's a little showy, Terry.
I don't know if the other side can even see it. There's only enough room for 12 fans on that side.
They could do that at West Lincoln and fire that cannon off a couple times.
There you go. Terry, y'all are cool up at Maine.
They got their arms beating on the side.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, them shaking the trailer. I mean, everything about that is fantastic. For what I want to say.
Too bad they wasn't like a green team and come out and look like the Hulk or something. That'd be awesome.
All right, guys. Well, that's our matchups and everything for next week. Anything else? Any other thoughts or prayers before we get into other stuff today?
Nope. Just good day for Lincoln County and Cleveland County. I mean, West Lincoln won. All the Cleveland County teams. Well, that's right. North Lincoln ended up losing that ball game.
I think. And,
34 to
North.
28.
I think North won.
North
lost.
I mean, not North. I meant to say East. I'm sorry, guys.
Yep.
East
did win.
Lincoln and West Lincoln won. And so Lincoln County 2-2, still pretty good in the playoffs, and Cleveland County 4-0.
Lincoln got
Rutherford County 2-0. So our local team. What was Gaston County? South Point 1, Forest View 1.
Kramer lost.
And
Mountain Island wasn't allowed to play. Cherryville, Bessemer, Highland Tech lost. So there's 5 losses. South Point 1, Forest View 1, East Gaston 1. So 3 wins, 5 losses off the top of my head. Is that right? And then, of course, Ashbrook and Huss did not make the playoffs. All right, guys. And North Gaston did not make the playoffs. Let's go through the scores one more time. Tom, I'll let you do the 1A there, and then Terry the 2s, and Zach the 3s.
So I'm reading on the left side.
Yes, left side is the 1A scores from last night.
All right. Cherokee over Cherryville, 36-15. Robbinsville over Carver, 66-14. North Rowan over Bessemer City, 62-0. Thomas Jefferson over Avery County, 39-7. Murphy over Allegheny, 58-20. Mountain Heritage over Albemarle, 51-0. Drone over Elkin, 56-9. Mitchell over South Davidson, 49-10. Swain County over Hayesville, 40-14. Thomasville over Highland Tech, 62-0. South Stokes defeats Christ the King, 28-16. Starmount over South Stanley, 65-8. Is that the Rowdy Rebel Bulls of South Stanley?
Yes.
If you're the Rowdy Rebel Bulls, don't go out there getting beat 65-8.
That's the one we just showed you in the trailer, Tom.
No, was it really?
No.
Oh my goodness!
Oh.
They didn't put them back in.
The Rowdy Rebel Bulls.
Rowdy
you might want to shorten that to Bulls. Or you might want to change it to the Cows after that.
To Bulls.
Andrews Wildcats, they defeat Bishop McGinnis 34-6. They're the villains.
Yes, that's a good name.
You're a bishop, but you're a villain.
Yes.
Okay.
Wake Forest are the Demon Deacons.
Yeah, there must have been some.
Duke are the
names.
Blue Devils. I
Yeah.
don't get those.
I don't
I
get
agree with you. I'm 100% on that with you, Tom. That
Doesn't
one,
make,
those
doesn't
drive
make
me
any
crazy.
sense. We're bishops, but we're villains. Must be some medieval church corruption. East Wilkes over North
Demon
Stokes,
Deacons.
24-0.
And I'll do the regular scores as we get rid of Tom. It was Shelby over Owen, 55-3. It was Polk County 29, Southwestern 14. It was East Gaston, a good win here, 57-39 over Community School of Davison. It was Hendersonville, a 42-0 win over West Stanley. Burns 56, McMichael 7. Chase defeats Pine Lake Prep 47-8. Next up for Chase, make a trip to Reedsville, a 49-7 win over Randleman. It was Maiden 37, Mount Pleasant 7. And next up for them will be the West Lincoln Rebels, a 41-7 win over Surrey Central. Last time these two teams played, Maiden scored in the last seconds to beat West Lincoln earlier this year. It was Bunker Hill 21, East Davison 7. Robbinsville 33, West Stokes 14. Robinson, yes. It was Monroe 57, Lincoln 13. Fort Bush and North Stanley play tonight, and East Surrey defeats Newton Conover 30-6.
I'm gonna get that paper from you, Terry, since I can't see.
Yeah, we can get rid of Terry now. Go ahead, Zach.
He didn't set that one up for himself.
The Piscavers 29-20 over Southern Guilford Storm. South Point Red Raiders 41-31 over East Guilford Wildcats. Forest View 36-19 over Irwin Warriors. Parkwood Rebels 42-19 over Rockingham County Cougars. North Davison Knights 59-14 over West Henderson Falcons. Hickory Red Tornadoes 37-34 over South Mountain Mustangs.
Smoky Mountain.
I still can't even see when it's right in front of me. Smoky Mountain. West Rowan Falcons 34-28 over North Lincoln Knights. Crest Chargers 28-7 over Carson Cougars. West Charlotte Lions 34-10 over Stuart Kramer Storm. Kings Mountain Mountaineers 21-17 over Franklin Panthers. High Brighton in a close game, High Brighton Panthers 14 over Freedom Patriots 13. Concord Spiders 34-14 over Tuscola Mountaineers. Statesville Blanks, the Inca Jets 49-0. And then East Lincoln Mustangs 22-14 over Oak Grove Grizzlies.
All right, final point. Go ahead, Terry.
Well, one thing I was wanting to say, a lot of people just don't forget West Charlotte. There's a 4A team that dropped down to 3A this year. So, a lot of times when you make your first trip down, if you was an upper league and then you fell down, be careful. West Charlotte might
High Brighton's
try to run the table.
High Brighton's kind of bounced back and forth, though, haven't they? Because I know they've been in the 2A. I think they were in the 2A last year, but now playing in the 3A. So they've kind of bounced around.
And High Brighton had defeated Freedom earlier in the year. Pretty good.
It looked like a pretty good
This game
there.
was here. This game was close.
All right. We got to go to break here in a second, but I do got one final point, and this happens on all. I've got one final complaint about the Athletic Association. Every time they do the brackets, I said this for yesterday's game. Tom, when you look at a map, is the West on the left or the right?
Left.
Unless it's upside down or you turn the globe upside down. But every single bracket, the Athletic Association puts out, the East is on the left. And my conspiracy theory the other day is they're subconsciously doing it because they think it's more important. Why else would the freaking East be on every bracket? Oh, this just drives me nuts.
Kevin, what's the most liberal area of the state?
I get Raleigh-Durham.
Okay.
In Charlotte.
Raleigh-Durham, which is on the West, but because they're doing it politically, they're putting the liberals on the left in Western North Carolina, the conservatives on the right.
So this is a political thing.
It's a political thing. Most of the counties in the West are actually on the right.
That's a great angle to look at that, Tom. I could have sat here for hours. I don't know if I'd have came up. That's a political map, but good job, Tom. That's awesome.
I'm a free thinker, Terry.
We'll be back.
You're gonna get rid of me now. We're going to commercial.
Yeah.
We'll be back in a few minutes.
Exactly.
KTCBroadcasting.com.
When I read that.
Having breast cancer does not have to be a death sentence. You can live a full and productive life beyond your diagnosis. At Survivor Friendly, they provide great care for their clients in a warm and supportive environment. Their professional, certified fitters will fit you with the right breast prosthesis, mastectomy and post-surgical bras, compression garments, specialty wigs, head coverings, and accessories to fit your style. They accept all major insurances for your convenience, and they guarantee that you will be treated with respect and dignity. Call 704-482-9938 for an appointment. Survivor Friendly, 1100 South Lafayette Street in Shelby.
Hi, this is Casey Kasem with an invitation to join me this weekend when we open up the AT40 vaults. We're going to rebroadcast one of our original countdowns from the 1970s, just the way it was back then. I hope you can make it for a very special way-back replay of American Top 40, the 70s, right here.
Saturday mornings at 11 o'clock on The Boss, your beach oldies and sports stations.
The NASCAR Cup Series.
Now it's time to settle a championship. Here they come now.
Season finale at Phoenix Raceway.
Here they come to the back straightaway. This could be for the race win and the championship.
Can Kyle Larson end his dominant season with a championship?
Exits turn number 4. No traffic out of the windshield. Checkered flag in the air. Kyle Larson wins.
It's the NASCAR Cup Series Championship.
Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL. 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
It's time to play at the Green Meadows Golf Course on Kelly Road in Mount Holly. Play and ride Monday through Friday for $25. Weekends just $30. Seniors ride and play Monday through Friday for $20. And every Wednesday is Ladies' Day. Ladies play and ride for just $15. So make your tee time now by calling the Green Meadows Golf Course, 704-827-9264. Green Meadows Golf Course, 957 Kelly Road in Mount Holly.
Hey, look, it's Gary Dallinger with Dallinger Electric. Gary, what's going on?
Hey, Calvin, just stopped by to see how the new jingle was coming along.
Well, as a matter of fact, we just finished it up. Want to hear it?
Oh, I can't wait.
Here we go.
When it comes to your wiring, you don't want to monkey around. Call Dallinger Electric. They're the best electricians in town.
Well, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't even give her phone number. And monkey around?
704-435-0705. They're the best electricians in town.
I don't have to pay for that, do I?
Join Milton Baker for the West End Cell Swap Shop, Monday through Friday on Carolina Country, WCSL, Cherryville, Gastonia, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. They're talking more about sports.
Well, not the first two. These 1 through 4. All right, welcome back. It's baseball time, and let's see. I want to get this real quick. Let's see if we can. Oh, Zach, hit the computer button for me if you don't mind.
To Dansby. Dansby throws to first base. Is this happening? It is. The Atlanta Braves are world champions. Set of the tomahawk.
One more time.
Yep.
0-2 on the way. Chopper out to Dansby. Dansby throws to first base. Is this happening?
He almost went to second. Yeah, I've noticed that. He played that multiple times.
So, all right, Zach, hit the computer button again. So the first question a lot of people have is Freddie Freeman coming back? My second question is, if he signs with somebody else, do you trade them Acuna for Freeman?
No.
Get him back. What, Zach? I tell you, you lose your ace, you lose your best pitcher, and you win the World Series. You have to play.
And you won the World Series, and you lost the game where you hit a grand slam in the first inning. How often do you see a team hit a grand slam in the first inning and lose?
I really thought that was when he hit that. I thought it was.
It's over.
I honestly did.
It was over. I was like, we're done.
I couldn't
go to bed.
Yep.
It's like Houston won that
Just
game, 7-5 or something?
Chipped
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
We didn't get anything after
9-5.
one more point.
Yeah,
One more
9-5.
run.
Yeah, it was a pretty convincing win, but I'm glad the Cheaters lost. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I was happy with that.
Cheaters justice.
Well, how surprised are just Zach, as a besides you as a fan, just in let's talk about Terry in general and Tom as far as looking at this team, not only from an outside perspective. Did anyone? I know we didn't. I don't think anyone picked them. Everybody's looking at Dodgers and Giants, the 100-win teams, and it just seems like year after year these 100-win teams don't win the championship. And it's happened to the Cardinals multiple times. Our best teams, we sit and they haven't won the championship. The teams that win 83 or 88 or 91 or 92 end up winning the title. That's just on our part. Braves with the 88 win season here pull out the championship. And not only did they win it, was any other series in doubt? I mean, was any other? Was it all? They were doing well the whole time, weren't they, Zach? It's not like
they started.
I'm not
out the
saying
year.
they cakewalked. But I'm saying it wasn't. I mean, they were pretty good throughout the whole postseason.
The start at the beginning of the year, me and a friend of mine at work was both Braves fans, and they had predicted him not to have that great of a record, and the record kind of panned out for what they predicted at the beginning of the year. Didn't play that well at the first half of the year, lost some players, and then after the All-Star break, they started playing a lot better, and then they started clicking at the right time. And a lot of times you talk about the 100-win teams and stuff like that, they get injuries, and then they're not playing as well, and then you come into playoffs, and you mentioned it last week, the playoff baseball is totally different, just like football or basketball or anything else, and Seward's playing the best at that time, and they were just playing the best at this time. I mean, I can remember in the 90s where we probably should have, with the pitching staff, that we had won more than we did, and we didn't. So this will be a year that we probably shouldn't have won, and we did. So that happens a lot of times in any sport.
And Zach, I'm gonna put it, because way back about halfway through the year, when we were sitting in here one day, I even brought up, I said the Mets, Phillies, all of them had let the Braves stay in the being competitive. Mm-hmm. When the Braves continued to lose, they couldn't never pull away from them.
Right.
And when all of a sudden Atlanta took the lead, I come in here that week and I said, oh, it's over.
Yeah.
Atlanta's going to run away with this, and they did. Yep. I mean, you gave a team that had all the talent that they had, and then when Acuna went down, I mean, who's the guy, Rosario, that come in and took the place? What a player. Mm-hmm. And then they got, what's his name, Soler from Kansas City, and I was like, that guy can play. And, I mean, that one bomb he hit the other night in that game was destroyed, and I'm like, that boy, Kansas City, there's another one that we could have had.
He doesn't play for Kansas City anymore.
No, he does not. But I'm mentioning that's where he come from.
He crushed that. Is that it?
So does Kansas City get credit for a World Series?
Well, we should. We could. We helped you out. Yes, I mean,
Yeah, they did.
Well, that ball, I'm told, came to rest about 10 to 12 yards behind Albert Pujols's from 2003 off Brad Lidge. So it got out there, but not quite as far as Albert's, but it was quite out. This is World Series Game 3. They won't sell them tomahawks anymore. So now this is now everybody has their phones with their lights on, and it's amazing they show up that well in a lit stadium like that. Actually.
So they're just turning the flashlight on the phone?
Yeah. Their phones and lights on. And the tomahawk.
They packed up. I mean, that's packed out too.
Are they not allowed to do this anymore?
They doing that.
I thought I saw that.
Oh, yeah. They're doing that.
I saw that.
I don't think you're ever going to take that away.
Yeah, because when I looked, I was like, well, so they won't sell them.
Only done in Atlanta.
Well, him and his wife's got it down pat, don't they? They together.
So, Tom, as a Guardians fan, how do you feel about that?
I think
all that.
You know how I feel about all this rage culture BS. I don't know if it's ever going to go away, because social media will continue to feed the rage culture. Like, I can look at that. I don't care if Donald Trump does the tomahawk chop or not, but the rage culture will be, oh, look at it. I mean, it's like, are we done being enraged? I mean, it's kind of, after a while, that's why I can't. Social media I do for KTC, and if I think this is funny, I put it on there. Other than that, I'm done with the rage culture.
Eight.
For next year, you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
For next year's power ratings. Number one.
Cleveland's probably in the 20s.
The Tampa Bay Rays. Number 2, Chicago White Sox. 3, Houston Astros.
Who just got beat.
Yeah.
4, Milwaukee Brewers. 5, Toronto Blue Jays.
Okay.
6, Dodgers. And all the way down at number 7.
Correct. Number 7.
The Atlanta Braves.
I'm surprised the Dodgers are that low.
I am too.
Me too.
Now were they're losing Kershaw, are they not?
I'm not. I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you something. As we sitting here, Kershaw will be
Kershaw's
back.
a free agent. Seager's a
Just
free
trust.
agent.
Freeman will be back.
Taylor,
The Braves are not gonna let Freeman walk away.
I don't think so.
Not after winning the World Series, especially.
No way.
Just because
I met him. My brother, I met him, and one of my friends, Freddie Freeman, his rookie year. We went down for it was radio weekend. It happened to be the Cardinals, so we went down, and this weekend they let you that we got to meet the new Braves announcer. Is when that guy when they and one of the players, and it happened to be Freeman, walked in, and at this time, and he's tall.
Yeah.
So in person, that was the first thing you think was, dang, that dude's tall, and I thought if he ever put on any weight, he might be a raker, and he has put on. He looked like Chipper, honestly, a tall Chipper when he first walked in. Young kid, he was just as nice as he could be. But I did actually meet him early in his rookie season, in just like a little player meeting. They brought him up to where the radio folks were just to say hi. It was just 5 minutes, nothing. But anyway, I just want to talk about how tall I thought he was in person. All right, it says, why are the reigning champs here? Upside here is certainly better than 88 wins with a full season from Acuna. Atlanta can expect more support in the lineup from a 2021 breakout Austin Riley and season-long consistency from the bullpen. In recent seasons, the Braves have had success with short-term contracts for free agents such as Charlie Morton. They smartly signed a 2-year extension in September, keeping him from free agency, though his status for the start of 22 unclear. That's a lot about Charlie Morton for a next year's preview. Look for more of that approach. Ozuna will be on administrative leave. I'm guessing he's not ever coming back. The biggest question, of course, will Freddie Freeman be back?
Oh, he'll be back.
Anyway, Boston at the 8, Yankees at the 9, Giants at the 10, and they'll never learn. Cardinals down at 11. We'll be an 8. We'll be 7.
Where'd they put Cleveland? Just had
Well,
We're getting there.
Right there. San Diego,
They're
I
better
think
than
it's very San Diego, I think is a disappointing year for them this year, much less anything else. And I mean, they'll expect a lot more, or they'll free up that team next year.
Now, the funniest thing again is always when they do this every year. Look who's next. The Los Angeles Angels.
How can you do that?
13.
How can you do that? How can you ever come up and put
They can't
down?
stop themselves.
What are they
own
gonna do?
part of the team. That's why, Terry. They own the Angels. They promote the Angels. Disney.
You get through all the big teams, and then all of a sudden, here come the Angels ahead of everybody else.
13th.
Yeah, dead last.
Tom, are you scared of the Angels?
No.
Well, they won 77 games, so I mean, heck.
I mean, Cleveland's
last, I guess.
Cleveland's entire payroll is less than
2 guys.
2 guys.
Let me read this for you real quick. This is what's even funnier than the script. God, these people. Trout just played 36 games. Rendon just 38. So instead of a great offense, they finished 8, despite Ohtani's brilliance and Jared and Walsh's all-star season. So still, if listen to all this, if those two get healthy, and Brandon Marsh and Joe Dale improve, and they sign a free agent shortstop, this should shape as a lethal lineup. Of course, that doesn't solve the pitching problems that have plagued the franchise. Ohtani was the only one to pitch 100 innings last year. They also have to replace Tom, a closer, and that's a lot of ifs, but if they stumble upon some pitching health, they should be the 13th ranked team in baseball.
Do you know what this means?
That's a bunch of trash.
With those guys gone, they finished 4th. If all them guys are back, they finish 5th.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. There you go.
Well, according to ESPN, they're going 162-0. They're just so silly with them. Tom, we're still going
my
down.
goodness.
Down.
There you are.
The Guardians at 17.
Soon to be Guardians.
That's not actually as bad as I thought it would be. They're middle of the pack. I think they're 82-82 again next year.
I bet Kansas City's like 25th.
How are the Mets so low? I mean, they got Lindor.
Yeah, I don't know.
What they pay Lindor? $80 million.
Before I get there,
$230.
Who are you voting on to be dead last? Kansas City's 21st. Who are you voting on dead last? Baltimore?
Yeah.
Let's see if we get to it. No, there it is. It's Pittsburgh. You win the dead last award.
Why? Pittsburgh has just been so bad.
All right, we'll be back in a few minutes on ktcbroadcasting.com for NBA, college football, and NFL football, and more.
Your fingertips. It's the shopping event of the season, the Southern Christmas Show, November 11th through 21st at the Park Expo and Conference Center. Explore a sweet Christmas, inspired by all the sweet treats from the merriest time of the year. Plus, shop hundreds of booths to find one-of-a-kind gifts for everyone on your list. Buy tickets online and save at southernChristmasShow.com.
Let's go to the Southern Christmas Show.
Spending too much time at home with nothing to do? Then go shopping. That's right, go shopping at whatsupshopper.com. Local area businesses are featuring their products and services on whatsupshopper.com. You can also play our contest, listen to the swap shop, and more. Make it one of your favorites. There are also valuable coupons from area businesses. And as they say, let your fingers do the walking and shop online at whatsupshopper.com. You'll love it.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today, like Kubota BX and L Series compact tractors, part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated '1 for reliability, Z Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Bring home the Kubota BX 2380 tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain. There's a new look at Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville. It's their newly designed online account access. Your login information will not change if you've already enrolled in online account access. You can access anytime at carolinafcu.org. Now you can do more in less time, like view account balances, transfer funds, pay bills, and send money to others at Carolina Federal Credit Union, 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville. Again, online at carolinafcu.org.
Have a holly jolly Christmas.
Make this holiday season more holly and jolly by including My Green Room, 195 West Main Street, Spindale. This includes Black Friday sale, Small Business Saturday with items up to 25% off, Cyber Monday on their website, items 30% off, and My Green Room's The 12 Days of Christmas coming in December, spotlighting a different product every day. My Green Room is the area's leading cannabis dispensary and hip store with the largest selection of Delta 8 products you'll find anywhere. Now offering delivery in Rutherford County, taking credit cards and providing gift certificates, the perfect Christmas gift. You can also donate to the Toys for Tots drive and be sure to register for the KTC Broadcasting $1,000 Christmas shopping spree. Worth the drive from Shelby, Cherville, Lincolnton, anywhere. Online at mygreenroom.net. And happy holidays from the groovy people at My Green Room, Spindale.
At Ingles, we're proud to partner with so many athletics organizations to bring you the very best of everything sports have to offer. And we're also proud to bring so many great game day options to you crazy fans out there, like the best meat in town, crisp, fresh produce, ice-cold beverages, and more. Whether you're loading up for that road trip or preparing for the homestand, we've got you covered. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
And we're back. I'm saying Motor Sports Talk. They're talking, I think, NBA.
Morning, JP. Morning, JP. How are you?
Morning good.
Morning good. Morning good. All right. Well, that's all I'm going to get from you.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Look like we're spinning.
Yeah, I got to hit play. All right, it is time for Bad Pics. Zach, go ahead and hit the computer button there for me. I'm going to shut. It is now time for Bad Pics. This is NCAA football Bad Pics. I had to split them up since there's 4 of us now, and there's a lot of games, and we make a lot of bad picks. So this is the college football version of Bad Pics. Let's see if I can hit all the buttons right.
I'm asking you, is it yes or no on the spread? I said yes.
I think, they'll eventually pull away late. I think it'll be tight for a while.
And what I was...
Zach, you saying no?
I don't think they'll beat them 20. I just don't.
Ohio State wins 33-24 over Penn State.
Don't make a pick. One of the other.
BYU. Try to talk myself into Virginia. I couldn't do it.
I took Virginia.
BYU wins 66-49
You'd
over
watch
Virginia.
the first half in that game.
Yeah.
That way you can pick the opposite of what I picked. I'm going to go Texas.
Longhorns for Terry. Zach?
I'm going to go with Texas myself.
Longhorns for Zach.
Texas, you've let me down.
Yeah,
you've let me down. The Fighting David Koresh's of Baylor.
I believe we got to
Baylor wins 31-24 over Texas.
Texas had a couple.
Bad Pics.
You picked the
Make a
favorite.
pick. I'm going to take
They shouldn't be the favorite.
San Diego State. Run home.
Fresno State wins 30-20 over San Diego State.
And their coach is being recruited away, either to the USC job or to the LSU job. And I think that creates enough of a distraction for Sparty. I'm actually pulling for Sparty, but
I'm sure
think
you are.
I think Michigan's going to.
Michigan State wins 37-33 over Michigan.
Give me the Pony Express. Is Craig James playing in this game? Eric Dickerson?
Not tonight.
Not tonight.
Zach?
I
Be Houston.
Zach
You
goes
going
Houston
Houston? I'm
Cougars.
going SMU.
SMU for Terry.
Houston wins 44-37 over SMU.
Bad Pics.
Kentucky. Don't let me down.
I
Mississippi
told
State
you all
has
about
let me
this.
down. Don't let me down.
Who's Kentucky's coach? John Calipari. Zach.
The Stoops is
I'll
coach.
go with Kentucky.
Is it Stoops?
Is it one
I
of the
don't- yeah,
Stoops
it's not
guys?
that.
Mississippi
We
State
didn't
wins
finish it.
31-17 over Kentucky.
That was a basketball game.
Give me Iowa State because West Virginia, you've been
Kentucky
not
couldn't
been
hear.
good to me. You won one game and then you went against me twice. Iowa State goes in there. Gets them.
Terry.
Oh, I'll take West Virginia.
Zach, 7.5 point favorites for the Cyclones.
I'll go Iowa State.
Iowa State for Zach.
Yeah. West Virginia wins 38-31 over Iowa State.
You know why Wisconsin's favored? Because they're at home. But Penn State went in there. Iowa beat Penn State. Give me Iowa.
Taking Iowa.
Good logic.
Terry takes it.
Do you take Hawkeyes? Yeah.
I'm going to take Iowa myself.
You taking Iowa? Well,
Wisconsin wins 27-7 over Iowa.
Bad Pics.
Zach.
I'm going to go with the Tar Heels.
Zach to upset in South Bend.
I'll tell you what, I thought about becoming a Baptist over Notre Dame. That's how much I hate.
Notre Dame wins 44-34
you say
over North Carolina.
0-13.
Auburn's favored because they're at home. But I think Ole Miss will go in
Who's
there
the-
and get it.
Got Ole Miss also.
Zach.
Let's go with Ole Miss then.
Zach goes with the Rebels.
Auburn wins 31-20 over Mississippi.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh's
forget it.
17th ranked overall.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Y'all poo-poo
Miami
Pittsburgh.
wins
We did that one.
38-24 over Pittsburgh.
That was ugly.
Right, but I didn't dream that Georgia got beat last night. So I'm gonna go with
There you
Gators.
go.
That must be some bad ham.
Yeah.
Gators.
There was some
and
dream.
Georgia's awesome,
If
by
you
the way.
don't think Florida's going to win, Zach, you got a 14-point spread.
I know.
I'll let you ease and just say they
Georgia's
cover.
going to win, but I'm going to go with my dream last night. But they were
Get
upset.
that. Oh, Lord, we're going with dreams, huh?
Georgia wins 34-7 over Florida.
Those are some bad picks.
Yeah. And I will say this. There you go.
Terry, you said Carolina is 0-13 all time.
Yeah.
At Carolina. I mean, at Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
I didn't know that's crazy they'd been there that many
Yeah.
times. But I guess back in the old days, they did quite a bit. Now, Tom, I do have to say, we are probably the only sports show that I know of that mentioned David Koresh last week. I just wanted you to know that I'm putting that one on you.
Probably. we didn't get like red flag for that, did we?
I don't think it. Maybe, I don't know. I didn't check my emails.
I was wanting you to finish the whole Mississippi State thing because when I was
Well, I got
watching
11
that
minutes
game,
of bad picks there. I had to make some cuts. in
that's
there.
what I'm saying. But the Kentucky couldn't hear. They kept, the quarterback kept coming up, looking over, and making different signals. He could not hear with all them clown hounds ringing.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
So let me. So last week, and we're going to talk about in the NFL, and here's my conspiracy of the second conspiracy of the day, Tom. Last week, Vegas cleaned house. In college and pro. When we start talking about these guys, y'all remember how many times last week you say, why is this team ranked over this? Why is this team favored over this team? We had eight top 25 teams go down. A third of the top 25 went down. How much did Vegas make on all that? You know, looking across the board, going down the list, let's see. Michigan got beat. Of course, they're playing a team there. Iowa got beat by an unranked team. Number 10 got beat by 18. Number 12 got beat by unranked. Number 16 barely won. 17 got beat by unranked. 19 got beat by unranked. 21 got beat by unranked. 22 got beat by unranked. Just straight down the line. And I just wanted to make the point that I think Vegas made quite a bit of money last week, and definitely would have on us, right, Terry? You said his records weren't too smooth.
Oh yeah. Last week's
I guess
for the
college
people to
record.
know, yeah. Tom went 7-8, I went 9-6, and Zach went 6-9. So now the overall thing goes to Tom 6, 2, and 1.
Yeah, I mean Vegas.
Yeah, I'm
cleaned
having a
house
hard
on,
time
on you folks lately. All right. Wake Forest at North Carolina today. Number 9, Wake Forest, guys, undefeated. Tar Heels are the favorites. Tar Heels are 4-4 and 2.5-point favorites against the number 9 undefeated team in the nation, Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Tom, I'll let you start with your thoughts and pick on that.
Vegas knows. Tar Heels win.
Tar Heels to upset the nation. Terry.
Wake Forest, even when Carolina was ranked the last few years, Wake Forest gave Carolina all they wanted. Wake Forest will go in there and defeat the Tar Heels today.
Go ahead and say they'll destroy them, Terry. Say it.
That's all
say
I
it.
must
Say
say.
it. Say they'll destroy them. That way I know
Wake
I'm
Forest will score, and as I'm sitting here, and I'm going to tell you, Tom, because when they hit it, you're going to know it.
It's not gonna hurt my feelings if
Wake Forest is going
does
to score
win.
50-something.
But if Wake Forest does win, I'll be
Because
happy.
Carolina's not going to be able to stop them, so Carolina's going to have to dish it back to them, and I don't think they can for a whole game.
Terry, the over-under 77.
That's
you
what I'm
going
saying.
over or under on that?
It's over 70s.
77
yeah.
is the over.
See, but
it's going to be a 50-some, 40-some game.
The thing you're not thinking about, guys, is the pressure's on Wake Forest. Now you have to. That's what's happened to Cincinnati. Why is Cincinnati struggling? Because now everybody expects you to win. You know, you're not the little darling.
I mean,
anymore.
I hope Wake Forest does lose for one reason, because State needs that to happen for next week's game to mean a lot.
Zach, who you
I'm
got?
gonna go with the Tar Heels.
Zach goes Tar Heels.
Oh,
Vegas knows.
That's a
Vegas
good way
knows,
to
don't
lose.
they, Zach? Vegas
Well, they
knows
knew
more than
last week.
Terry.
They wiped you guys
Something's
out
up.
last week. Let's see if y'all
Remember
y'all-
Pittsburgh from last week? Look out on this one.
I mean, what kind of? Tell me, as someone who's not a this right here makes me
Right.
not a fan. Like,
Makes no
why?
sense to call
How?
that.
Why are
Make
they
'em a-
ranked ninth?
You can
If-
call
if
them to
you-
win,
if
but
you
you can't
rank 'em
make them the
22nd.
the Tar Heels the favorite.
Let's let Vegas rank the teams.
Right. That would be great.
That would be better.
Tom.
I mean, because they have a financial incentive. They're not like any kind of
Yep.
emotional incentive. They're basically, look, man, we're trying to make money. So
Nothing's weird. Mississippi favored by 9 at home against Liberty today. You can get tickets for $10.
I tell you what, Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin, you let me down, but I am not taking
Right.
Liberty. I'm taking Ole Miss.
I'm taking Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Is Minnesota ranked again?
Yes.
Wow.
Minnesota, Tom, is in the Kevin Hastings playoffs right now because they would be in the Big Ten title game.
Oh, Lordy.
If it ended today, they would be in the Big Ten title. Not me. Big Ten puts them in the title. You guys play title
The
game.
West is a mess. The Big Ten West is a mess.
Is Ohio State in that thing?
Nope.
That's what I figured.
Well, it's gonna work
They
itself
were
out
there
because
last
Ohio
week.
State will play Michigan State.
Right.
So it's gonna
So
work.
They
listen
were
to
in
this.
it last week and out this
Speaking of Vegas, Zach, the number 3 team in the nation, 8-0, only favored by 3 at Purdue.
Purdue's good.
Zach, who do you got? Well, that's basically saying it's even, isn't it? Well,
Purdue's
'cause
tough at home.
team gets 3.
I'm gonna go with Michigan State.
Good pick, Zach. That's the same thing I'm doing. Michigan State.
Purdue, because the pressure's on Michigan State. They just beat their big brother. They're hungover. Purdue wins.
That's a loss, Tom.
You don't know, Terry.
I do.
You
Trust me.
You just throw darts at a board. You don't
Trust
know.
me.
You don't know. You're like the drunken soothsayer who's right.
me.
Just happens to be right.
Tom, mark out an L for you next week.
Okay, we'll see.
Okay. Over elsewhere in the top 25, Oklahoma State.
Why do we
11,
always have to pick the West Virginia game?
only favored?
I'm sick and tired of you
I know.
doing
I
this
have no
every
clue
week.
whether to pick them.
Oklahoma State only favored by 3.5 at West Virginia. It's 28 degrees in Morgantown.
I tell you what, mullet, you let me down. I will never pick you again.
He's probably
I'm picking
said
the
that
mullet.
before. He's probably said
I'm
that
picking
before.
Oklahoma State because you've got a chance to make the playoff. So you're supposed to go in there and beat West Virginia. But I tell you what, West Virginia can't figure them out, Terry. Iowa State was blowing them away. They're blowing them away. I'm like, all right, I get to run my mouth at Terry, and then they crap the bed.
Yeah.
Who you taking?
I'm taking Oklahoma
You're
State.
taking the mullet.
Zach,
I'm taking Oklahoma
mullet.
State.
You better
I'm
win.
taking Oklahoma State.
All right, Zach, we'll go back reverse around the table. Baylor favored by 7 at TCU, 44 degrees in Fort Worth. 7-1 Baylor at 3-5 TCU.
Yeah.
3-5 TCU. Only
I think their coach. I think their coach has kind of got. I think he's gone too. TCU, Baylor. I'm taking Baylor.
Terry?
I got Baylor.
I'm taking the Branch Davidians.
You have to
Baylor.
pay $72 to see that. Wow. SEC matchup 13
gonna be a
versus
good game.
14. Texas A&M favored by 4.5 at home in College Station. Auburn at Texas A&M.
I can't figure A&M out, Terry.
I can't figure Auburn out.
I can't figure out Auburn either. But A&M at home, the 12th man, they'll be screaming. There'll be 105,000 drunken fans. Give me Texas A&M.
My time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't take Auburn.
Auburn.
Okay, good. That means I'm one up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Texas A&M.
This is when I dig them don't think that they can play, that's when Auburn comes to play. So
Not good on the road, Terry. Lost at Penn State. Similar atmosphere.
It's gonna be a hyped up game.
Yeah.
It is. It definitely is.
Does Texas A&M trying to play themselves back in? Do they have a shot at winning that division?
yeah, Auburn does too.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah.
I think they got the same record.
Yeah, they got a shot.
We'll go down through those in just a few moments after our picks. Wisconsin at Rutgers. Wisconsin favored by 13 today.
Give me the Badgers. That they've. I think I've gotten the Badger game wrong every single time, but they're going to go in and bite the Fighting Sopranos today.
Yeah, because they went and smoked Iowa last week.
Yeah,
at
Iowa's
Iowa.
no good though. Iowa's terrible.
I'm going with Wisconsin.
I got Wisconsin.
All right. Mississippi State, number 17, is Dogs at Arkansas. So whoever's home is favored. Is that what Vegas is doing right now?
Arkansas, You can't figure them out either. They were number 8 at the country, and then they got beat 37-0. So I mean, it's just this is another one of those teams. Just can't figure them out.
And is it? I'm gonna say this. I think we all know this. Is it SEC bias on the rankings sometimes too?
Absolutely.
And they might be not what everybody thinks they are. When they come out, they might be up and down every week, which is what we're seeing with a lot of
they
the
beat
SEC
State.
teams.
They've had some good wins. They beat State. They beat somebody else last week too. They beat Kentucky.
But they beat them at home, where you cannot hear over. But today, they're everybody's going to be able to hear. Arkansas wins.
No, they don't.
Did everybody pick that game?
I'm
gonna go with Arkansas.
Zach goes Pigs. Suey.
Let's get the same record.
Wolfpack in Tallahassee today. Terry, you're only favored by 2.5.
Yeah, this is not going to be easy. But out of all the teams since Florida State ever come in, North Carolina State's always figured out a way to beat them. State to go down there and win.
Tom.
I don't know. It's tough. It's Florida State's been playing better, but I'm Terry. I'm taking your Wolfpack. I don't know why.
We got to win this one to get to Wake.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Zach,
NC State.
You want which state?
NC State.
Oh, he wanted to go ambiguous there.
He tried to pull the Tom. Tom will do that to us sometimes. I'm going State this week. Try to sneak one past us. Now here's another one. Tennessee 4-4 favored.
Here we go.
At 6-2, 18th ranked.
I'm not picking Kentucky again. I can tell you that.
You telling Kentucky's a home dog to Tennessee?
A home dog to Tennessee, and they're ranked. Tennessee hadn't been ranked since I don't know. Peyton Manning messed around in the athletic
Didn't
training room.
Alabama put up 52 on Tennessee? Something crazy.
It's a lot.
Give me Kentucky. You better win.
Terry?
I've took Kentucky playing back at home.
Zachary, here's your chance.
I'm going to pick Tennessee. I ain't taking Kentucky again.
He's giving up. The Wildcats.
Unless they're playing basketball.
Give your Tom Center final.
Kentucky's had some good wins at home.
I'm through with you. All right, Iowa favored by 12 at Northwestern.
Is Iowa still ranked?
22nd.
Yeah. How?
They didn't even score 12 last week. How can they be favored by 12? Scored 7 last week.
Tom, you picking the Purple People Eaters to beat the Hawkeyes?
Even though I really like their coach, I'm going with Iowa. Iowa, you better get a win. I mean, it's been pitiful. You've been pitiful. Pitiful.
Terry.
I took Iowa.
I will too.
Boise State at Fresno State, Zach. Fresno State favored by 5. They're ranked 23rd. But the Broncos come into town 2-2 in the Mountain West, though.
I'll take Fresno.
Zach going with Fresno. I thought you was going to say State again.
I'll take State.
Terry, Fresno or Boise?
Boise State.
I could have
on the road.
I can sometimes pick Terry's picks for him.
Yeah, he always likes it. He's got a fetish for Boise State.
Hey, they helped me when I picked them last time.
Yeah, I'm going with Fresno. Come on, Bulldogs. Come on, do something.
Good loss for y'all.
We'll see.
Number 4, Oregon, only favored by 7 in Washington, unranked on the road.
Well, they throw apples at you at Washington. Somebody might get hurt. Oregon's not going to lose this game, are they, Terry?
No.
Oregon. Go with Oregon.
All right, y'all. That sounds like an all 3 loss right there. Oregon's not going to lose this game, right? No. All right, bad picks. San Diego State, Tom's favorite Aztecs. Cortez goes over the ocean. Another ocean to go over. 2 oceans. He's just conquering everything. He goes to Hawaii. Does he pull off the upset? Oh, no, they're favored by 7 on the island.
It's not that far to go, San Diego to Hawaii. So I think it won't hurt them that bad. If they're like an East Coast team, I think it'd be tougher. But let's go with the Aztecs over the Warriors. The Rainbow Warriors.
Got the same thing, San Diego.
Yeah. Me too. I just think it's funny that they're favored. They're 4-5 versus a 7-1. So
who's favored? Hawaii?
Yeah.
Hawaii.
I'm wrong.
No,
I read that wrong. Sorry, I read that wrong. I was like, what in the world?
It is a 6-hour flight from San Diego.
Is it that
Honolulu.
long? I wouldn't think it'd be that
I wouldn't either.
They are in the middle of the ocean.
You have to go against. I think you're going against the jet stream there, and then it's a little quicker coming back.
Yeah, you're going against the current. I wonder how long a boat ride would be then. 2 days? Jeez.
Was Hawaii on your bucket list, Terry?
Hawaii.
Yeah, it's not really.
Could be. I mean, it's not somewhere I put.
Or
down
you have a
that I
choice:
need to be.
Alaska in the summer or Hawaii.
I'm glad you brought up Alaska and Hawaii. I'll tell you a story.
I think I'd go to Alaska first.
So
I
probably would.
Yeah.
We was watching a movie one time. Me and my wife. This is the Alaska wife story. And was watching. I don't know if you guys ever want. You know this?
No, I'm just.
Okay.
When you start with a story with Mandy, I'm sure it's about to be silly.
So she can say some crazy stuff. So we was watching this Christmas Comes to Willow Creek. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but it's got Bo and Luke Duke from the Dukes of Hazzard, and they have to drive the toys from California to Alaska. And she's sitting there and she says, "Well, I don't get how they're going to drive a tractor trailer from California to Alaska." I'm dead after I tell this story, by the way. And I was like, "Why not?" She said, "Well, Alaska's down by Hawaii." Was every map I've ever saw.
Actually,
wait a minute.
Every map I've ever saw, Hawaii and Alaska's right beside each other.
The chain of Aleutian, the Aleutian Islands, if you look at it, the Aleutian Islands are actually not that far from Hawaii. So she's somewhat correct.
She remember the maps that you pulled down back in the day.
Don't do that. She was talking about the Aleutians.
No, she was
being
not.
relatively close.
She said they got to fly, don't they? She said every map I've ever saw has Hawaii and Alaska side by side. I said one's cold, one's hot, honey, and it's attached to Canada.
Well, what was the name of your school that we're not sending our kids?
It was Illinois. So she calls her sister, and her sister confirms it.
She called her sister,
who lives in Illinois, and then her husband confirmed the same thing. I said, so don't ever go to Illinois for school. Take their voting rights away from them right now.
I love it, Tom. Yeah, I love Mandy. She's just that every bit of that makes sense.
She's gonna kill me, but
another makes sense to me.
My daughter got she got married a couple weeks ago, and she got a futon. Right, to put up in her house, and Mandy said, "You need to go put up our daughter's pontoon." And I said, "What is that? A futon that goes on the water? Is that a futon and pontoon to mix together?"
Ignorance is bliss.
She says some funny things.
That's great.
All right, here is now. Let's, since everybody hates my scientific rankings, we'll get to those in a second. These are the college football scientific rankings of the playoff committee, and when I put up my PowerPoint, Terry, on Friday nights, last few weeks, what I get questioned is why is Crest behind Kings Mountain? Well, then someone tell me why Texas A&M is behind Alabama. That's what I want to know. In fact, if you do your research, almost all of the teams in the top 25 with a loss are ranked ahead of the team that beat them. Almost all of them. I counted last week. It was like 8. I'm not going back and count them this morning. So, this is the problem with rankings, as opposed to just standings. Is that when you're ranking them like this, you can have teams. I beat this team. We beat this team. Well, I don't think you're better than this team. What looking at here right now, you got Georgia, Alabama, Michigan State, Oregon. If you're one of these schools, I know the big question everybody's fussing about this week is Cincinnati at 6. You got undefeated Wake Forest. If Clemson has the same schedule as Wake Forest and has the same record, Terry, where are they ranked?
In the top 3.
Oh yes, that's absolutely.
This is the
true.
one. This is another. Again, this is one of the things as a non-fan of the sport that'll drive me crazy, and I don't like is that fact right there, is that you can have the same schedule as Clemson, but they beat you, and they're in the top 3. You beat them, you're number 9.
Basically, like they
So
put a
Clemson-
modifier on some of these
Clemson
teams.
gets more points for beating
higher.
Wake Forest, and Wake Forest would actually get more points for
I mean,
beating
if
Clemson,
you redo every bit of that, I think when the polls first come out, I think Georgia might have been ahead of Clemson then. You might have had Georgia 1. Clemson would have been number 2.
I think they were 2 or 3.
That's what I'm
when
saying.
it started.
So there you go. And Alabama would have come in number 3.
Mm-hmm. And so now Alabama with a loss, Terry, what does that tell you to the rest of the country that
What
they
does
can
that tell
lose?
Michigan State?
Right. They can lose.
You know?
And Ohio State, Michigan State, Oregon, all the teams,
Damn.
every team in the country behind them. That the committee right there told them no matter what,
You got to go undefeated.
Alabama
basically.
loses 1 game.
They're in.
Yeah.
They're still 2,
Oh,
not 4. They're 2.
And
They
here's
have
the
to
here's
lose
the
2
problem
to even
with
be
it.
questionable whether they're
Yeah.
out of the poll.
Even if they lose another one, they're not going to
Where they
drop
gonna
but
put 'em?
number 5.
Yeah, where are they going to
I
put
mean,
them?
they're just barely. They're still going to have a chance at being in that top 4. They're not going to fall far. That's the only place that you can go and lose a couple games, and they'll still want you to be number 1.
I was
2,
a
or 3.
huge wrestling fan my whole life,
Right.
and every time Ric Flair would go out to win, or to wrestle, and you thought he was going to get beat, the Horsemen would come in and make sure he won.
Yeah.
So guess what? The Horsemen are going to come in and help Alabama get into the playoffs. And again, it goes back to what I said about the SEC. They're going to get it based on them being overranked.
So now we got Georgia 1, Bama 2, Michigan State 3, Oregon 4. Tom, should Cincinnati be in the top 4? Should Wake Forest be in the top 4?
Well, I just don't think Cincinnati's as good as the other teams, and I really think, okay, what's the point spread if Cincinnati plays Alabama?
Well, let me ask you this. Well, before you go any further on that, then, should we just say group of 5 you're not allowed in and stop the argument altogether? Because if we're going to say no matter what, if you go undefeated, we don't think you're in. Remember, those are the key words. We don't think. So should we just say? I just want to know: should we be in or out?
As long as there's only 4 teams, I think it's hard for a group of 5 team to get in. I just think as long as there's only 4. Now, if you expand to 8,
that's
always
what I was going with
expand
next.
to 8. But I just think that what's the point spread if Cincinnati plays Georgia, or Georgia against anybody right now is going to be about 2 touchdowns.
Well, what have they come up and said? They've come up and said Cincinnati has to beat everybody by more than the point spread, and they got to trounce them.
Well,
so that's what Cincinnati's going to do. They'll beat Tulsa like a yard dog today.
Here's the problem: that just because you're a 2-touchdown favorite doesn't mean you're going to win, and I believe that. But as long as you've only got 4. It's hard to let a Cincinnati in. Now, I really think it should be 8. I know Nick Saban and all them cry about that. But go ahead and make it 8. And then of course, Terry, we're going to argue about, well, who's number 9? This one should have been.
It is not nearly as important as 4.
It's not as nearly, which that becomes less and less relevant as you expand.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, I'm with the
But we'll have a whole bubble show about the 68th ranked basketball team.
And I can't really believe I'm going to agree with Kevin, but if you say, okay, we're going to expand to 8, and then we're going to have your big conference champions plus whoever the best team out of the group of 5 is, plus a couple more at large. That way, little Nicky gets in anyway.
Mm-hmm.
If he loses a game, he cries.
It's on him.
He gets in. So he's gonna cry his way in one way or the other. So I think that's just more fair, and it means that, well, if I lost a game early, say you're Ohio State, say you lost to Oregon, that puts you at a disadvantage. But if you win your conference, you're in. You don't have to worry about what the East German judge thinks about your performance against Oregon early in the season. You won the conference. You get to go to the the playoff. So that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be.
I agree.
Well, Terry, just looking at this in general and kind of, on piggybacking on Tom and this Power 5 thing, if you got Cincinnati at 2 in the regular rankings, the AP top 25.
There's no way they're the second best team in the country.
Okay. Now, with that said, how do you explain to me that Oklahoma is 9-0, undefeated in the Big 12, ranked 4 in the top 25, but in the playoffs they're 8th? So think about this. Oklahoma, you're the champion of the Big 12. It doesn't matter if the Pac-12 champion has a loss, they're in. It doesn't matter if the SEC second place team has a loss, they're in. You can be the champion of the Big 12. You can be the champion of the ACC at 9. And they're undefeated. I'm not even arguing about. Why is Oregon at 4 with a loss ahead of Oklahoma and Wake Forest at all? If we're doing Power 5, Group of 5, I don't get it. And Terry, what do you? What explanation is that?
No, the only thing I look at is I try to figure out who have you beaten, and when I see Cincinnati at number 6, and I think they did go into the Fighting Irish and beat them at home.
They did.
Yeah, that's a good win.
And then I look at it and I say, okay, Alabama, you did have to go into Texas A&M and you lost.
Oregon has lost to an unranked team.
Yeah, Alabama was, they're number 2, but they lost to the 14th place team. And now, you start wondering, how does Alabama get a lot of credentials for being up where they're at when Cincinnati?
Notre Dame's only loss is to the number 2 team. Is Notre Dame's loss not better than Alabama's loss? By ranking.
Yeah, by rankings it is.
Okay.
But what about, let me throw this at you. If Carolina plays Cincinnati at home, who's going to be favored?
Well, Carolina's favored against.
That's what I'm saying. They're probably going to favor Carolina by a point.
Who's Carolina favorite? They're favored this week against the undefeated Wake Forest. I don't know. As far as the favorite goes, is that how you should do what you like? We talked
The reason
about
why-
cheerleading. You were like, well, should Vegas be ranking them?
Okay, the reason why Oklahoma is down where they are, they struggled against a not a very good Nebraska team who's played a lot of people.
Yeah, they
close.
have. They have
Oregon,
played
and then a
well.
Kansas
Lost.
team who's not very good.
Alabama lost.
Right, they didn't lose, but I'm just saying, Kevin. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just telling
wow.
you the explanation.
I'm telling you, they put modifiers on them.
Oh, now, Tom, I 100% don't doubt that the college football folks have an explanation for everything.
Yeah.
Everything they ever do, no matter what they do, the next week they have an explanation.
Yeah, as Kevin
and it
says,
changes
the
every week.
The East German judge has an explanation,
He
right?
does every time.
The East German judge.
You just,
does.
as an outsider, will say, okay, so as a point, this kind of goes into like voting. So if you're not a Republican or Democrat, how do you convince me to vote and for your side? So as a non-college football fan, how do you come here and say and tell me, Oregon got beat by an unranked team, so we're going to put them fourth, ahead of a undefeated Cincinnati, an undefeated Oklahoma, an undefeated Wake Forest. Oregon's loss to an unranked team is better than Notre Dame's loss to that number 2 Cincinnati, and Alabama's loss to a 14th Texas A&M is better than going undefeated in the Big 12.
Yeah. See, if you ask me,
Blow my mind.
Even as an Ohio State fan, I think it's fair to put Oregon above Ohio State. I mean, they went to Ohio State and beat them. Now, you might say, well, they're a different team. Now, yeah, I think Ohio State's a lot better. But that's why you got to say, okay, the conference championship has to mean something, because you could play a bad game early in the year, but win your conference and you're it.
Again, is there any form of, this is a committee, right? This is people. What another name for committee is vultures. So you got 12 vultures in a room putting their opinions
Why do
together.
you automatically equate a committee with vultures?
Tom, do you not know the definition of a group of vultures?
It is called a committee?
It's called a committee.
I did
like a
not know
herd
that.
of cow or whatever it is. It's
I
a
did
committee.
not.
So
Okay,
there you go.
I stand corrected. I've never heard that.
Yeah, I thought that was a common knowledge.
Why wouldn't it be a flock?
I don't
of
And then, you know what the funniest thing is? A bunch of monkeys is a Congress. Serious.
Yeah.
This is true.
It's a Congress of monkeys.
Really?
Seriously. But
100%.
With Oklahoma though, they played Texas earlier in the year, and that was 2 ranked teams, so they're going to lose that Texas because Texas isn't ranked. Does that make sense? On their
None of it makes sense
because
Terry,
they won like 55-48.
Terry,
It
should
was
you
a
guys be
barn
19?
burner.
Should we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think you're right about that?
I think we're
State's got what, 2 losses?
Yeah.
Even though
Yeah,
they
2
got-
losses.
That's a loss to a
one.
bad Miami
But
team.
they're
man.
not. But State's not
That- I
ranked.
guess they beat Pittsburgh
in the
Miami
AP
didn't.
poll.
Yeah.
State's not ranked in the AP poll, but the selection committee has them at 19. That's why I'm asking, like, how do you go from not even ranked all the way up into 19 as far as that's concerned?
Because they have a lot. Well, who are their good wins? Who's NC State's good wins, Terry?
Good wins?
Yeah.
Clemson. But, I mean, are
Is
they
that
ranked?
a good win now?
No. That's what I'm saying. It's not.
Do you get credit for that? And that's another thing that as far as college goes, why do you get credit for, like, at the end of the season, they'll be like, well, State gets credit for being a ranked team. But again, if they go 4-10, why do you get credit for being a ranked team? All right, so there's the official thing. We only got a minute or two to go through this one. I'm just going to go through ours. If I was in charge and the king of the world, this would be my playoff system. The top 2 teams in every Power 5 get the top 10 seeds. And then the 11th seed will go to the top ranked non-conference team, which is Notre Dame. And then 11 through 16 goes to the group of 5 champions. So I would have 1 Georgia against Northern Illinois this week, against Pittsburgh and Minnesota winner. Minnesota, there, Tom, like you guys were asking, they're actually usually talking about that side of the bracket. You know, you guys got, I think, 4 teams in the top 15 or 10 there on the other side of the bracket, but that side, you're right. Minnesota, they're at 20 is the highest one, and they're going to that bowl game, so they would qualify for my playoffs. Cincinnati would then be the 12 seed at Wake Forest, the 5.
There's your 12-5 upset in the March Madness.
There you go. You got a 12-5 March Madness upset already. Texas San Antonio, the 13 seed, would be going to Oregon, the 4. And they would be playing the winner of that Cincinnati-Wake Forest matchup. Oklahoma would be the 2. They'd be hosting Fresno State at 15. Oklahoma State at 7 would be hosting 10. Utah. Alabama 6 hosting 11 Notre Dame again. And Michigan State would be the 3 this time, hosting the Louisiana Raging Cajuns at 14. So I'd have a 16-team playoff again to refresh. The Power 5 get 2 teams, which is the 2 teams that qualify. So if you qualify for your conference championship, you're in. And that's it.
How does Cincinnati not play Houston?
I don't know. They're in they're I don't know how they're going to figure that out, Tom. Houston could technically,
Do they have a conference championship game?
I don't know if they do or not. I don't know. I looked at that the other day. I would look at the exact same thing. I agree. I don't know how they would figure that out. Or is Houston still undefeated?
Houston's
they
got
lost
one loss.
game.
And got one loss, but
they're undefeated in the conference.
No, the toughest game remaining for Cincinnati is SMU.
Yeah.
And then they play
SMU
East.
7-1.
But see, here's Cincinnati's wins. If you're looking at it, Murray State, Indiana, who's a mess, Notre Dame, the good one, Temple, they're terrible, UCF, they're not good, Navy, they struggled with Navy, and Tulane, they struggle. I mean, it's just not a.
You don't go good resume.
Other than the Notre Dame win, you haven't even beat like some.
Yeah, and it's easy to get up for one game.
Yeah,
I mean, it's easy to get your team motivated for one game when everybody else has not even competition.
They needed another big non-conference game, and I guess teams probably scared to play.
Yeah, they won't play.
Yeah,
all right, when we come back, we'll have NFL bad picks and a few news and notes on the start of the NBA season on K and NASCAR. Oh, we got to finish up. We got to do NASCAR. We didn't even get the NBA. We got to do NFL bad picks as soon as we get back on KDCBroadcasting.com.
Having breast cancer does not have to be a death sentence. You can live a full and productive life beyond your diagnosis. At Survivor Friendly, they provide great care for their clients in a warm and supportive environment. Their professional, certified fitters will fit you with the right breast prosthesis, mastectomy and post-surgical bras, compression garments, specialty wigs, head coverings, and accessories to fit your style. They accept all major insurances for your convenience, and they guarantee that you will be treated with respect and dignity. Call 704-482-9938 for an appointment. Survivor Friendly, 1100 South Lafayette Street in Shelby.
The NASCAR Xfinity Series.
Green flag is in the air, and we're racing the NASCAR Xfinity Series.
Season concludes at Phoenix Raceway.
Will break loose, slide down to the inside, and nail the inside wall
to crown the series champion.
Checkered flag flying at the start-finish line. Austin Cindric in the Ford will get there first.
It's the NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship.
Saturday night at 8 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL. 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
Wolfman Jack, it's me. I'm back. My name's still Wolfman Jack. Wolfman Jack.
And you might be sitting out there and thinking that we ain't getting nowhere fast. I mean, people don't leave the house unless they put on a surgical mask first. And even at a bar that I hang out, the bartenders have been using thermometers to stir my drinks with.
Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday mornings, 10 a.m. to 12 noon, on the Boss. WHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, and online at kdcbroadcasting.com. It's time to head on into Classic Volkswagen in Gastonia, where you can get 0% financing for up to 60 months on select models. Come in now and take a look at the all-new Volkswagen Atlas Cross Sport. And right now, get a new 2021 Volkswagen Tiguan S with front-wheel drive for only $26,169, or the new 2021 Volkswagen Passat SE with front-wheel drive, $424 per month. Come in for all the details at Classic Volkswagen of Gastonia, 4417 Wilkinson Boulevard, online at classicvwgastonia.com.
There she is.
Cody? So you didn't get what I told you to?
Dad, I did my research.
Let's see what he can do. Not bad.
What do you think?
Not bad. Not bad.
So?
He likes it.
I knew he would.
Your Coyote dealer is Western Sales, Highway 18 North, Highway 27 West intersection in Vail.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back, one local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time.
Shop local with whatsupshopper.com, Carolina Country, and The Boss.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. I think they're doing NFL bad picks. They're
one from a
All right, JP.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to bad picks here in just a second. So
yeah, that's what
hold on, be quiet. All right, Zach, hit the computer now. Okay.
The tournament, if we've been offered a virtual
Hold
quarterfinal
on.
against Afghanistan last game, we would have taken that. So
you
we'll prepare for the next game just as we have
Where is that coming
the 3
from?
or 4 leading up to it, and hopefully we can be on our game again in a couple of days.
Oh, the ESPN score. I don't know where that was coming from. All right, here's our bad NFL picks. We got to do this as quick as we can so we get back and get through them, and we might run 5 minutes late today. All right, here's the NFL bad picks from last week, guys. Well, let's pick some games for everybody at home.
All right, Dallas. Oh, I'm sorry.
Zach, did you know that Mitchum's Kitchen now serves alcohol up there?
That's probably what's wrong with him when he comes in.
He brings the Irish.
But somehow he does. I'll
coffee.
give him credit. He wins the picks. He says all this stupid stuff, and then he wins the picks. So. I mean, so whatever. I mean, so it's kind of hard. It's one of
So
those
you're
things.
saying I'm JP, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you're
are.
the JP of this table. How about that?
You are. I'll agree.
That's just wrong on so many levels. So wrong.
All right,
Bad picks.
and I'm going to say this. I don't care who's quarterback for Dallas. Vikings will blow the horns to victory in this ball
That
game.
is cool the way they do the horn at the game.
That's one of the best things. Zach,
I'm going to go Cowboys.
Zach goes. Now, do you want to do a Dak, no Dak pick? Dak for the Cowboys?
If Dak ain't playing, they're not winning.
All right, Terry.
Cowboys win 20-16 over the Vikings.
Bengals at Jets.
Bengals.
Yeah.
Bengals.
That's
Jets win 34-31 over the Bengals.
Zach, do your Panthers win on the road? You got faith in this one?
No, I do not. And I don't think it's hard to say somebody lose 4 in a row, but they're going to lose 4 in a row.
Well, Shannon, when they lost McCaffrey, he said the Panthers are going to go Owen McCaffrey.
I'm going Falcons.
Maybe it should papers up.
Falcons, if I ever got around to actually picking the Falcons.
All right.
Panthers win 19-13 over the Falcons.
Bad picks.
I'm going to go with the Chargers, but it would surprise me if the Patriots win. They played good last night.
I got the Bolts at home.
Yeah, Chargers.
Chargers.
Patriots win 27-24 over the Chargers.
Traditionally, I pick against Tom Brady, but I'm going to go with him. I think Bucks get it.
This one surprised me.
Terry Reinhardt.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa.
Third string quarterback.
Unbelievable.
Take
Vegas.
the Saints.
Vegas cleaned up last week.
That's your
4
sweetheart.
teams. I know. I would pick
I'd go ahead.
Take
and
them.
but their quarterback is Jameis
Yes.
Winston.
Yeah, don't be
Go
scared.
Buccaneers in this game. Just pick Jameis Winston.
Saints win 36-27 over the Bucks.
I'm gonna tell you what. This is
He's
what I'm gonna do
crazy.
the rest of the season until they win. Every chance that they have against a non-good team,
Yes.
I'm gonna pick them.
So,
Lions.
Detroit Lions is my pick this week. I'll see you guys on. I'll see you guys on bad
Yeah.
picks next week.
Yeah, watch them, man.
it was horrible.
Eagles win
smoked.
44-6 over the Lions.
Terrible.
6.
Bad picks.
I'm
Eagles
gonna
aren't good.
I'm gonna tell you what. Colts win. Keep on talking.
Titans.
All right.
Crap. I was gonna go tight.
What's he know?
9-3
What does
last
he even
week.
know? He don't know nothing. He just babbles on and just gets. He's like the guy playing red
Tom
and black.
keeps talking.
There we go. Y'all in
Red,
trouble.
black, red, black, red, black.
You're in trouble.
He doesn't.
Do we get a mulligan? Do we get a mulligan?
Colts now.
Do we get a mulligan?
There you
Take it back.
Titans win 34-31 over the Colts.
Yeah, he's
Washington's
getting
got
hurt
the
every
worst
week.
defense in the NFL. Tom, who you got?
Give me the Washington.
Broncos win
What's this?
17-10 over the football team.
Bears.
He couldn't say it without laughing.
Bears. The Bears.
Terry, what you feeling on that?
Go with the Bears. myself.
Oh, no.
It's horrible.
I gotta go back. I gotta go
So
back.
horrible.
Over the football team.
Bears.
Dub Bears for
The
Tom.
Bears.
Terry, what you feeling on that?
I'm going to go with the Bears myself.
I mean, he laughed for a good minute. That was the second
No.
take.
49ers win 33-22 over the Bears.
Bad picks.
We beat
Come
his
I'm
on.
going with Browns.
in the playoffs, the Browns beat the Steelers at Pittsburgh.
So remember,
And
Steelers.
Terry says we can't get through
You cannot.
the Steelers.
See, these are the stupid things he says.
Right.
And then somehow he wins the picks. He's just. I mean, it's just so stupid. It's like that stupid kid in class that won't shut up. Eventually, just ignore him. That's him.
I got dogs at home.
So it's like me picking everything at the Super Bowl and actually coming up first place, and I knew nothing about sports.
Correct.
You're doing great.
Steelers win 15-10 over the Browns.
Correct.
Bad picks. Those are some bad picks.
All right, guys. Back to the drawing board here. Those were our bad picks from last week. Tom, you and Zach discussed when you came in. We're going to do our picks in just a minute. The big news, of course, in the NFL this week was trading deadline. If trades got made, if they didn't, in Cleveland, Odell is out. And I think, Tom, I know you've talked and thought about a lot of this. I didn't say nothing this morning. I think people are making way big of a deal about this than it really is. It's almost an insignificant move to me.
It just created the distraction that Cleveland doesn't need.
They won a playoff game without him. They were, I think, 14-13 with him on the field. He missed 25% of the games that he was in Cleveland. Didn't even play in those. He only averaged 4 catches a game in Cleveland for 50 yards.
It's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt the team. I think it's more or less not him not being there. Is the distraction and the fallout.
I was going to say, if he wasn't a New York Giant, let's say he started his career in Jacksonville, and he didn't get caught with cocaine and hookers and have a one-handed catch, would we even be talking about this cut? Is my point with Odell. My brother-in-law is a Giants fan, and when the trade happened, he said, "Y'all got the best wide receiver in football." I said, "I don't even think you're even close on that. I don't see it." I'd take a lot of guys, so I don't think it's a big loss. If we lose Nick Chubb, then I'm going to have a problem. Yeah. Okay, we can make up 4 catches with Kareem Hunt. As far as being a Browns fan.
Never wanted to be there. I mean, that's all. He never wanted to be there, and he's a diva. Mm-hmm. So
Andre said, "Let's bring him on down to Tampa." I said, "Why would you need him at your 5th string wide receiver?"
They have no spot.
Like, it's not that. So who's he going to start over?
They've talked about New Orleans. They've talked about New Orleans. Maybe the Patriots.
They tried to trade with them, but it didn't happen.
But if he goes to New Orleans, I mean, they ain't got nobody to throw him the football, so he's going to catch zeros down there.
What they should have done is try to rework his contract, then trade him before all this happened. Yeah. Well, because nobody's going to pay him for. That's one thing. Browns are on the hook for $7 million, but now they don't have that $14 million. It was for the next 2 years.
Yeah,
and now you got rid of that. So go get somebody who cares. I mean, and I know LeBron weighing in. I was like, what are you weighing in? You acting like this guy's, begging for change in the street. This guy's making $14 million to catch 3 passes a game.
LeBron's acting like he's a Browns fan, too. Shut up, LeBron. You're not a Browns fan. You wear your Cowboys hat.
He's not a Browns fan. You know what LeBron is? LeBron's a LeBron fan. That's what LeBron is. So, I mean, and you're gonna let your daddy do your talking. You're a grown man. You're almost 30, but your daddy is crying to the coach. What are you, 12?
I just and another thing, one thing as far as the Baker Mayfield may not be Tom Brady, may not be Peyton Manning, but he ain't garbage and he's not bad.
He's hurt,
and he can definitely
he's out there playing hurt.
And he's a top 20, 15 10, quarterback. I don't know about 5 or 10 or any of that, but the thing about it is, they again, as a new Browns fan, Tom, I will say, what do you want? You win a playoff game first time in 20-something years. Yeah. You're not getting rid of the quarterback that did it. You're not over a wide receiver. Again, this is the LaMelo Ball ESPN thing. This guy's a star. He averaged 4 catches, 50 yards. That's nothing. That's nothing. I think it's a bigger deal than it is.
I mean, I just think I just wish Baker would just shut up. That's one thing I would just. I mean, he's fine when he plays. He can make plays. Just shut up, man. It's just he gets sucked in. He's just one of those guys. He just gets sucked in. I don't think he's a bad guy. He plays hard. He plays hurt. He does a lot of the intangibles. Just shut up, man.
All right.
Just shut up.
Let's get our picks. We got to go. Browns at Bengals. Bengals favored by 2.5 at home.
Well, I'm just going to take the Browns on principle. Maybe the Odell gets behind them and they win this game.
Well, I think this is a game Browns got to have, so I'm taking the Browns.
I hate to do it, but I'm going to take the Browns, too, with the Bengals. I wouldn't have picked the Browns if the Bengals didn't get beat the other day by the Jets.
I mean, so Vegas, if Vegas is setting it up, or aren't you going to say, well, Bengals, we're going to lose to the Jets and come back, everybody will doubt them the next week, then they'll win. So I'm going to go Bengals at home, and
the Browns need it.
Browns definitely need it, whether that's the case or not. I'm
they're in last.
I'm going to Vegas on this.
They gotta
one.
have it.
I learned my lesson last week from Vegas. Broncos in Dallas. Cowboys favored by 10.
It's probably a pretty close.
Broncos 4-4. That could be the future home of Aaron Rodgers next year. Zach, who you taking?
Cowboys.
Cowboys win. Terry?
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Who's quarterbacking for
Prescott?
Dak.
He's back.
Not him. I mean for Denver.
Oh, I do not know.
Check down Teddy.
We'll go Cowboys.
Check down Teddy.
I got 10-point spread. Texans, if you're in hell this week, Zach.
Oh, my goodness.
You get to watch the Texans versus the Dolphins, while both of them's quarterback, Deshaun Watson, is at the massage parlor this weekend.
I'm going with the Dolphins. They got a pretty big favor this week, too.
They're favored by 5.5. Miami is it Terry?
I got the Dolphins.
I hate when y'all go every time. I'm just going to do this. When y'all go 3-0 across the board, odds are by doing bad picks every week, I should just go the other one. Texans
go ahead,
for the win.
Go ahead.
Texans
that's
for the
a
win.
loss for you.
Say that again, Tom.
That's a loss for you.
You're that confident in your Dolphins.
Didn't they
pick.
get beat by 40 last week? Give me a break.
You're confident in your Dolphins pick. Just letting you know. I'm not saying I'm confident in it. It's 1-7. All right, Falcons at Saints. If you've been watching football and you don't pick the Saints in this game, you must be in Vegas's back pocket. I'm going Saints, but Vegas will do the Falcons on this one. Zach?
I'm going with the Saints.
Saints.
Falcons bounce back.
Saints got a big line. 6-6 on that. That's a big line. It's crazy.
I don't trust any of this. Raiders. 3-point favorite. That could be the new home of Odell at New York Giants. Raiders favored by 3 in New York. Tom.
Yeah, the Raiders are going to have one of their receivers in jail. Let's see. So we got the Raiders and Giants. Give me the Raiders. I don't trust the Giants.
I don't either.
Terry?
I got the Raiders.
I got the Raiders, too.
I'll make it 4 for 4 on the Raiders. I'm not picking. I almost never
unless
pick
they
them.
drop. Unless the Giants drop around the Raiders what they did on the Panthers.
I might pick 0-17 against the Duke quarterback. The Patriots.
Should be a good game.
In Carolina. Carolina, one of I think of only 2 teams that actually have a winning record against Belichick and Patriots lands, or 3 teams.
That is true.
Patriots favored by 3.5 though. Panthers could be a home for Odell Beckham, maybe. Zach.
I'll take the Panthers this week.
Zach going with a hometown team. Tom.
Patriots.
I think I have missed the Patriots pick every week if I went back and look at the tape. Patriots win on the road. I know I'm going to regret that one.
I think
Just
that's going to be
cut me
good.
on
I
bad
think that's going to be
picks.
a
Just cut me.
three-point game
I think
on
I'm
either
0
side.
for 8 on Patriots. Bills at Jaguars this week. Bills favored
Oh,
by
my goodness.
14. Tommy.
Bills.
The Bills. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of our ages, the game that we've all been waiting for. All the purple you can handle. The Vikings and Ravens. Ravens favored by 6. Zachary, who you got?
Ravens
at home.
Ravens.
I don't even know what to say about Minnesota. That was just a garbage performance. Whether or not Dak Prescott played, that has nothing to do with their offense. I don't know.
Their offense isn't what it's supposed to be.
Cook is pretty decent when he's got some room. I'm going Ravens at home. So Ravens across the board for us. That'll be definitely Vikings, probably. All right, Chargers at Eagles in a game of we don't know what either one of these teams are going to do.
Which team will show up?
I'm going Chargers because I trust them 10% more than I do the Eagles, which is like 11-1. So
yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chargers too. But
I mean, the Eagles did blow out the Lions last week. Terry, you got the Eagles? Chargers favored on the road.
Yeah, I know.
Not a big
I'm gonna
favorite.
take the Chargers though.
Eagles at home. West
Fly,
Coast
Eagles
team.
fly with Thompson,
West Coast
right?
team in the cold.
Only a point and a half.
Packers at Chiefs.
No
No
Aaron
Rodgers. The line is at 7. I think it was going to go up to 11. Tommy, where are you going with this one?
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Who's playing? Jordan Love?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Chiefs.
Well, this is what the Packers organization wanted.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs. It is what the...
We'll go Chiefs at home. Chiefs at home. If it was on the road, I'd give the Packers a shot.
Could you imagine being his first game he's going to start in Kansas City?
They're not that good. The defense.
No,
isn't
but
that good.
I'm talking about the crowd. I mean, what's he going to hear? I don't know if he can handle that.
Arizona at San Francisco. 49ers favored by 2.5 at home against the Cardinals. Zachary?
I'm going with the Cardinals.
Terry Reinhardt.
Cardinals.
Cardinals for me.
Well, by God, I'm going 49ers, favorite team at home. Y'all three going on the road. 3-0 against me on that one. I'll go favorite team. Titans
they got
at Rams, Sunday Night Football. They got a new running back with Henry out. Adrian Peterson's in town. Rams got a new defensive end.
Von Miller.
With Von Miller.
Sure did.
Wow. Titans at Rams. Tommy.
It's tough. Give me the Rams at home.
I got the Rams.
I got the Rams. I might have picked Titans if Henry would have played.
Henry was around. I go Rams as well. I go clean sweep across the board.
How bad's his injury?
He's done for the year.
Wow.
The Bears at the Steelers. Steelers favored by 6.5. Tom, you going to go with your Ohio State man in Pittsburgh?
Bears.
Steelers.
Steelers as well. I'm not going to do my power rankings this week. We only got a few minutes left in the show for that. Any other NFL news and comments you guys want before we
Do you have a
finish
Thursday
up?
game?
Huh?
Do you have a Thursday?
Do you want to look at the Thursday game?
Yeah, we did it last week.
Let's see.
You guys asked
I gotta go to next week's game.
You guys asked about Carolina and Pitt if they played this year. They're playing next Thursday, by the way.
Carolina Pitt's playing next Thursday. Ravens at Dolphins, Terry. You gonna pick at?
There's your pick. Ravens at the Dolphins. I guess I got the Ravens.
Yeah,
I guess I got the Ravens. Okay.
Ravens.
He said it like he was the only one going to get the Ravens. I was like, I get the big cookie. Simeon to start over Taysom Hill for the Saints. No contacts for Phillip Rivers. Said he would be open to answering phone calls.
Saints, he said.
Nobody, I don't think anybody's called Cam Newton. And I don't know if anybody's called Tebow either.
I sent y'all a text about Cam Newton.
If I was the Panthers, I'd call Phillip Rivers.
Man, I don't know. If you're done with Darnold, yes, to make a run.
Well, you have to
if
be.
You're not
Why
done
would
with
you not
Darnold,
be?
I'm done with
Why
him.
would you not be what?
Done with him.
He's like 23.
He's 4-4.
Who cares? He couldn't win at the Jets. He comes to Carolina. He can't win down there. Send him
He's
away.
4-4.
Bye-bye.
Terry.
Have a great day.
Not 0-8.
Every team can't win
Teddy
the Super
Bridgewater
Bowl.
was better down there than Darnold.
What was the record last year?
You know, that's
What
all
was-
I got to
What
say.
was Carolina's record last
That's
year?
all I got to say.
5-11,
Right.
wasn't it?
So this guy's
5-6.
already run 4 games, and you're ready to run him out of town. You're worse than Cleveland
He
fans.
come from the Jets.
Fans
Come
are
on.
awful. I'm just telling
Fans
you.
are just
I just don't
stupid.
get it, guys. Be happy when you got a winning, good team, and just Jesus, just like the Braves thing was like, first thing we got to do is get Freddie Freeman back. No, celebrate, and then shut up on the social media. I gotta say, you guys
Shut
are
up.
awful on social media.
Just shut up. Just shut up.
All right, NASCAR weekend, championship weekend in Phoenix. Fireworks galore last week. Terry, I want to get your thoughts on the actions of Denny Hamlin at the end of the race last week. He got dumped by Alex Bowman. Bowman goes to celebrate, and Denny Hamlin gave him the 2-fingered salute and got in front of his car. And so all kinds of little stuff going on there. Terry, what do you think about that? Was that should Danny have been, maybe punished more or something for or whatever? I don't know exactly what happened here, but
Denny feels like he got bumped and put out of the way, which he did, and I know he wanted to win another clock. Everybody that goes there wants to win one of them clocks.
Bumper cars.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hamlin was trying to keep Bowman from doing his celebration.
Yeah.
Acting as childish
I
as he
think
could
that's
be.
just the way that track is. I mean, it's going to happen to you. He was mad. He was winning, and he wanted another clock, and he didn't get it. And another guy took it from him. That's all it was. I mean, I understand that.
I mean, it's just a straight out hissy fit, and
I mean, why'd Hamlin be aggravated anyway? He made the cut. He's in there.
That's what Bowman's point was. That you're going for a championship and you're worried about this race when you shouldn't be. And Terry, have we ever had a Martinsville race where a leader wasn't bumped out of the way?
That's what I'm saying. It happens there all the time. Same thing in Bristol. I mean, those small tracks
Hamlin not dump Chase last year at Bristol? Wasn't it Bristol last year he dumped Chase?
It might have
been.
been.
Or the year before. I know he dumped him. They were showing that like as far as that goes. But
I mean, maybe Hamlin was having 48 nightmares and he just had a little bit of frustration from the
the 48. I'm glad Zach said that. Jimmy Johnson ruined his. He's mental and the sad thing about it, Terry, is that I'm that I'm not a big fan about it. Is that I'm running out of people that I think I can pull for now. With these guys, I mean, Truex is a big whiny baby. I didn't know from the way he acted this year. I mean, these guys, the longer, the more they talk. I'm running out of people to pull for. Let's see the you were wanting to Terry was talking about last week. Do they have they qualified yet? I don't see it. Qualifying at 7:00 tonight, so they haven't done the qualifying yet. Are the top 4 guys going to be in, Terry?
Well, yeah.
The top 4.
We just wait. They'll probably be in the top 5 for sure.
Larson, Elliott, Truex, and Hamlin. Hamlin, the way he acts and whines and complains, he still hasn't won a championship, right?
No.
He still ain't won a championship. So for him to act like he does, the things he says just this week. So what's funny, Tom, he called Bowman a big hack. That was the big thing this week. So the Bowman gang made T-shirts and have been selling shirts this week that say Hack Bowman on them. And he changed the nameplate on his car from, you got your names on the car. It says Hack Bowman on it now. And they did a video this week saying this hack added his 4th win this year. More wins than, how many wins Danny Hamlin get this year, Terry?
I do not know.
Was it one?
It might have been. Yeah. Awesome. Maybe twice. Maybe he won twice.
And he's over here complaining about, he called him a hack, but I got more wins than you. So Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Martin Truex, Denny Hamlin, NASCAR, from my opinion, you've got, like I said, Hamlin's a whiner, Truex is a whiner, Elliott's a whiner, and Larson said bad words on the internet. So I don't know. I don't know if they have someone here to be for me to pull for. But winner in Phoenix, Terry, before the season, I thought he had a chance to win, and he's got here, and he's still here. I think Kyle Larson's the best driver in NASCAR. And I'm picking Kyle Larson to be the champion.
Pick. Yeah, Larson, me too.
Larson.
All 4 of you going Larson there?
Well,
okay. Yep. I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought it was going to have an Elliott or Hamlin.
Like 2 people I like is personal is Kyle Busch. When he leaves out, I'll be an Elliott fan, but I agree with you guys. Kyle Larson, the best driver.
Kyle had a good weekend too, didn't he, Terry?
He's a great driver.
Yeah. He complained. I mean, when he was halfway through and he fell back to 10th, he says, "Hey, I'm done."
He's got to go through sensitivity training next year for his comments after the race.
Well,
what did he say?
He just had a few words. I mean, it's his whole.
What was he talking about? His crew?
Well, we'll get. I'll tell you off there. Well, but anyway, so all y'all guys going Larson on it? Larson. Nothing else?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're all going Kyle Larson. All right, JP, you picking Larson?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Huh?
He don't know.
He don't know. All right, we'll see.
I really don't care.
Next Friday night. Here, guys, our schedule for next Friday night's game is not 100% complete, but I will do my best to give you what we got. Waggy will have Thomas Jefferson hosting. Who are they hosting again? Where's my sheet? Y'all got that sheet? Y'all got a playoff sheet, right?
Man, I'm on the edge of my seat wondering who Thomas Jefferson's going to play.
I know you are there, Tom.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
They are hosting North Rowan next week. We'll have that on Waggy, 1320 AM, 107.5 FM. In Lincoln County, we'll have the West Lincoln Rebels at Maiden Blue Devils next week with Matt Chapman and Logan Baker. That game will be on WLON 1050 AM, 107.5 FM. Cleveland County is still up in the air right now. Cherville losing, that maybe open up a possibility to do something with Cherville. So we'll let you guys know on the Facebooks and Twitters. The latest will be Monday. We'll probably decide here later this afternoon. But we'll get back to the folks on that. So That's it for this weekend. Any other final news and thoughts, guys? I may have had one funny tweet. I don't think I had any too much to go through this week.
Go Birds.
Go
Beat
Birds.
Hendersonville.
Oh, I did have one funny tweet of the week, guys. One funny tweet of the week. This is a bar chart. I know you guys. Let's show the folks at home. It's pretty even, right? You guys can see it in the room. Bar chart. Everybody know what a bar chart is. This is the chart goes 1 to 2. Okay, 0, 1, and 2. Both of them are sitting at 1. University of Texas. 10-win season since 2010. 1. Coaches who moved in with a stripper named Pole Assassin, who has a pet monkey, and then the monkey attacked a kid at Halloween. 1. So if you're following along, at the University of Texas, since 2010, they've had 1 10-win season and 1 coach who moved in with a stripper named Pole Assassin and has a pet monkey that attacked a kid on Halloween.
All I can finish up with is
gentlemen, watch out for strippers.
Maiden better be glad they're going to play at home this week, because if they wasn't playing at home this week.
What are you and the monkey and a stripper doing this weekend? And Tom wanted to fire Ed Orgeron. We'll see you guys next week. KTCBroadcasting.com.
Man, I only do things incredible can, cause I am the seed of a chosen breed. You don't see too many like me, cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do.